This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
This episode is brought to you by Harry's Razors. You can have a razor any day of the month, including Tuesday on the show.
It's late here.
No, that's exactly how they wanted me to say it. So
yeah, they were like, you're not getting anything. You're not getting the money for this unless you use our new patented phrase that an insane man wrote for us. A man on the edge losing his will to live.
Let's podcast.
Yeah.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Let's drink some water.
Nice.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James, also known as Mr. Sunday. With me, as always, my co-host Nick Mason.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do the ad read.
Yeah.
Then there's a minute. There's a tiny bit of silence.
Yeah.
Then there'll be a little aside, and then you'll start the show. What happens to all the little asides in the middle? Do you paste the theme song?
Sometimes they go. It depends how it plays out. Sometimes
Okay.
I remove them if I want to kind of get on with it, but often they'll just kind of remain, or I'll trim it down a bit. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
How about that supercut of us? The interstitial between the ad and the
Just us coughing and drinking.
Hang on, I got some water. Hang on. Oh wait, I forgot to. I'll just check the thing. Okay. Yep.
All right, good. I'm good. Yeah.
I gotta pee, and then there's.
There's 40 minutes of silence.
Yes.
Yeah. What do we got, Mason? Straight to the news?
Yeah.
Oh, first of all, a charity campaign's still going. You can donate below. You can win a bunch of prizes. We're at a number. I don't know what that is.
We're at nearly 20 grand.
We're near
We'd like
20
to push it over. We can push it over this weekend.
If we push it over 20 grand,
Not
how
this
about
weekend. This week.
this weekend?
Okay.
And then we'll start recording, and then we'll start getting.
Then we'll
wheels
start
in motion.
recording. We're not
Yeah.
doing any more show. We're stopping here. And as soon as I'm looking at this live, as soon as it gets to 20 grand, we're gonna start again.
That's exactly right.
Putting our foot down. This is a live call-in show.
You best believe it. People do that in podcasts as well. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the stress on me? That would kill me. Do you think that would kill me if I had to do that part of it as well? Like organize? Because I'm just saying, because I know you wouldn't, and I'm not expecting that you would set up the live chat feature. That's not on you. Why
Right.
should you do that? But do you think
You'd be maintaining. You wouldn't want me to do the live chat.
you don't want to do that, do you?
No, but I'd be like the secretary.
Okay, fine.
You know?
If we do it, you could.
I can lean over my horn room glasses every once in a while.
And the bandwidth alone to like make that happen and this whole thing doesn't fall down. Claire was trying to watch the Logies in the other room. For anybody who doesn't know, imagine the Emmys, except nothing is good.
Imagine the Emmys, except instead of the glitz and glamour, they filmed it from the other side, where it's like you can see the exposed boards and like the strings and sandbags holding stuff up. That's what the Logies is.
And to be fair, there is actually some good stuff on there.
Also, it sounds like Booger.
Yes, it does. It's a bad name. Anyway,
Terrible name.
Avengers 4 Mason. The title may have been leaked by the cinematographer, whose name I don't know, but he's put it on his kind of list of things that he's worked on, and it looks like it might be Avengers Endgame.
That's not super unimaginative, is it?
Well,
I'll start that sentence again because it was
No.
very vague as to what I was saying there.
It's super unimaginative. Is that
Correct?
right?
That's what I was saying,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, you could. Do you want to say it? So
No,
I'll get a
you
clean
got it.
edit
You
in.
said it better than I ever
How about I
could, so-
edit me saying it over?
Oh, that'd be great. And then you edit you saying it. Then you keep you in saying it again. Okay.
It's got to be.
But I'll
definitely do it.
because the apparently the Russo brothers wouldn't reveal the title of Avengers 4 before Infinity War came out because it was a spoiler for Infinity War. But Endgame isn't really a spoiler for Infinity War.
And that's the thing, it might not actually be the
No.
official title. It
Best
could be a
guess?
working title. They could, even if it is, they could change it.
They could,
it's
yeah.
a year out. So.
I think based on the fact that they've been using comic book story arc titles and that aren't necessarily that close to the actual comic book storyline.
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to be called Avengers Disassembled, but
Okay, but aren't they reassembled?
that's what I'm saying. They're disassembled at the
What if
start.
it was called Avengers Assemble?
Oh, it can't be because the British title for the first Avengers is called Avengers Assemble.
Well, that's their fucking problem.
Isn't it though? Yeah. We're renaming it again in the UK.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's called Avengers
Like
Assemble.
to disassociate it from the Avengers, the British
Top hat
Avengers.
Avengers, yeah.
Okay.
Bowler hat
The Uma
Avengers.
Thurman one.
Yeah, that great British institution, Uma Thurman's The Avengers. Yes.
That's it. There's
Yes.
also a line in Avengers Infinity War where Doctor Strange says something like, "We're in the end game now," or something
yeah,
to that
that's true.
effect. But-
Okay, well, in that case, that could be a spoiler, potentially.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I'm not 100% convinced this is it.
It sounds like the title that would be put on a fake poster for Avengers 4
Yeah,
on
right.
Instagram.
I also feel like if they didn't want it to be spoiled, maybe only a few people know this and it's never been written down. So it might
maybe
only be
true,
one
yeah.
of those things where, because they don't need to push out any of this stuff until end
That
of the
might be
year.
why James Gunn has his tongue cut out now.
Is that why?
Yeah, Marvel cut his tongue
I
out.
thought he was doing a prank, like a
Nah,
goof.
No, they didn't want any secrets out.
I guess because it's not a very good prank, is it, when you think about it?
No, it's just the name of a movie. We're all going to figure it out eventually.
I meant cutting one's tongue out.
Oh, no, that's a bad prank also, yeah.
Kevin Feige has also said, which I guess this is sort of a spoiler for Avengers 4, that Doctor Strange 2 is definitely happening.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm not surprised by this. The more I think I need to watch that movie again because I think I liked it more than other people maybe liked
I
it.
rewatched it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good stuff in it.
Yeah.
I was just disappointed because there wasn't more magic-y magic in it.
And-
it was just firecracker kung fu, which they've since resolved in Infinity War because he does actual magic.
He does so much
much
firecracker kung
magic.
fu. Yeah. He does everything in that. He's
Yeah.
got the crimson bands. He's doing all sorts of crazy shit.
know, it's good.
Yeah. That is peak Doctor Strange. And that's not even top tier Doctor Strange.
No, 'cause
he's still learning shit.
Yeah, right, uh-huh.
So, and also, he said this about it. It'll be a number of years from the first Strange, and yet he's a big part of the Infinity War. So,
Plus, he's dead.
Plus he's
He's
dead.
dust in a box.
That's right. Not even in a box.
Can we openly talk about Infinity War spoilers
Well,
at this point?
because I talk about it a little bit in my Ant-Man review, which you can find linked below. Well, I said at the start, spoilers for Infinity War, because I thought no one's gonna. Everyone's seen this.
It's out
or
of
knows.
cinemas, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It probably is.
There's probably somebody there that I bet you any amount of money we have some listeners who are just like, I'm waiting for the $2 cinema at the
Yeah, probably.
which we don't get in Australia, which I would love. If we could just go to see old movies at a $2 cinema, that would be great. Every movie here is $42, if you notice.
It's crazy. Yeah. Good thing this is my job, Mason, and I can write off on tax if I keep the receipts, which I often don't.
Nice.
No, it's still in cinemas.
Oh, okay,
So
alright.
there you go. That doesn't surprise me though, because I think might be approaching a couple $2 billion. I don't know where it's at. But Kevin Feige's also said the reason they've gone to 3 movies a year is because so they can do sequels. They didn't say this specifically, but for movies like this.
Yeah, right.
So you can get an Ant-Man sequel. You can get new stuff, an Avengers movie or a team movie, and a follow-up to Thor or
Great,
whatever.
yeah, for sure.
Which
Okay.
makes sense to me. Yeah. I think it's really clever the way they've done it, where they've slowly built up to 3. As opposed to being like, we'll just do 3 a year from 2008.
Yeah, for
probably
sure.
not a good idea. That's the end of Marvel news, Mason.
Okay.
But don't think it's the end of Marvel. Yeah, okay.
Whew.
Because otherwise, what would we do?
Oh, wait, there's one more piece of Marvel news. They're bankrupt. Again.
no.
They're folding. 3 was the threshold. 2.5 movies was the threshold.
Yeah.
They made 2 movies a year, and they made those weird one-shots for the DVD.
Yeah.
And they
That
put it up to 3.
probably made no money. They
Yeah.
wouldn't have made money though,
No,
right?
surely not.
Because I don't think I've ever seen one of them on a DVD. I've only seen them on YouTube or
Yeah, right,
whatever. Yeah, but no, I think it's also a good idea to release the last Marvel movie of the year now, or a month if you live in England.
Yeah,
Which
right.
is when it's coming out there, and then you have to wait till March for the next one.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's smart.
When are we getting Captain Marvel?
March?
Oh.
It's like March, and
That's
then
the one you were
late
referring
April.
to.
That's the one, and then late April, and then
Okay.
Spider-Man's after that, whenever that is.
This wait's going to be interminable.
I think it's good.
I mean, it's going to be March specifically. That's when it's terminable.
Interminable.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do we have any Star Wars news this week?
Look, Mason, I didn't want to. Yeah, we do.
Is it specifically the Star Wars remake news?
We did that last week.
I know, but I'm just wondering where it's up to.
Probably $1 billion.
Probably, yeah, $1 billion.
Would you want to do Star Wars news
Could
now?
you look at? Yeah, all right.
Okay. Look, I know I said no more Star Wars news, Mason. I even had that written here.
Yes.
Because there's no Star Wars for a while.
Uh-huh.
But it turns out that there is some Star Wars news.
Yes.
Obi Wan movie. Really? You've turned around on it.
Yep, I'm
That's
refreshed.
Stockholm Syndrome, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Stockholm. It's Holm, isn't it? Because it's not home. It's Stockholm.
I'm not saying Stockholm, except for that time just then when I said
Yeah,
it.
but but it's spelt
Yeah, it's spelled Holm.
Holm. Yeah.
Well, because there's Holly Holm he's a UFC fighter.
like Sherlock
and she says
Holmes.
Holm.
Yeah.
But I think it's home.
Yeah.
Stockholm
I agree.
syndrome.
I think that's, but I feel weird saying
It's
it.
Rafe syndrome. It's Rafe Fiennes syndrome.
Now I understand. So the Obi Wan movie, the rumor is that it might go to a streaming service.
Oh, all right.
So that's good.
I guess.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Ewan McGregor's load himself to streaming service.
No, he's
hasn't
done TV. He did Fargo.
That's true.
If they put in $80 million and they give him 10,
Yeah.
I mean, what does he give
That's
a
true,
shit?
yeah. Hey, Ewan, we're gonna film this, show this only in like a magic lantern show in a shoebox, but you get $10 million. You'd be like, yeah, all right.
I'm just trying to look up the remake, The Last Jedi, to find out how much money there is.
If you could, that's
how many
mainly
billion
what I was
dollars?
going for here.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, this is money pledged.
Correct.
No actual money has changed hands, and as soon as it does, it's going to disappear.
I can't wait. Yeah. But no, they've got investors already.
Oh yeah, that's
Here we
so
go.
true.
I can never remember the name of the Twitter handle for this. Why do we even report on this? I love it so much, though. I really do.
I'm so excited.
I want to see it.
Yeah, me too.
It's never going to get to that.
And because it's all, like, it's been pointed out on Twitter any number of times this week, every fan idea for this remake, it's just weird fan service.
Yeah.
It's all just like, all right, we're going to change the last one. Laura Dern's out, but in the final battle, it's going to look like it's curtains for everybody, but then Admiral Akbar's going to go, it's a trap, and he's going to spring a trap. It's like, that's not good. It's just you want a catchphrase.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. You want the fish who said the previous thing to say the thing again. Okay, so it's up to
I'm ready.
$396,102,500.
Oh, that's way more than the original one cost. So
this mystery backer is going to have to double that as well, because he's going to.
I thought he was only backing up to 25
Oh, he
million.
was too. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I bet they never.
Well, then we're up to what is it again?
396 million.
Okay, well, we're up to $424 million. So that's enough, I think.
I think that's
They
fine.
could probably do 2 remakes.
At
What
least.
they could do is they could do 2 remakes, and then they could take the best bits from both.
Yeah.
Or they could mash both remakes
They
up.
could.
Yeah.
What's also weird about this is
You know what they could do?
What's that?
They could remake The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And they could remake the as yet to be shown new season of Doctor Who
Yes.
with a man, and then they could mash them together like a t-shirt, like a pop culture mashup t-shirt.
You want a Rupert Grint or a Rafe Fiennes?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
as the new Doctor.
As the new Doctor, yeah.
Yeah, Ray Fiennes for
Okay,
sure.
yeah. Because he's a boy.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, good.
Correct.
What I think is weird about this is all about Disney ruining Star Wars and how Star Wars sucks now.
Yeah.
Why don't you remake 7?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, what is that one good, is it?
Yeah, right.
Because it's so specific. They want these specific changes to this specific movie, but not the previous Disney Star Wars movie, the new one.
Yep.
Fuck off. This is a fucking joke. Just an absolute waste of time. It's also rumored that Obi Wan is rumored for the episode 9. He's as a Force ghost
Okay, cool.
with Ewan McDonald or whatever he's called.
How are they gonna? How do you think he's gonna appear?
I think he's going to appear and he's going to look like Alec Guinness, and then he's going to phase a little bit and he's going to shift into young man.
Wow.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Do you really think that's what's gonna happen?
Yeah, probably.
All right,
I
cool.
also think it's going to be more fan servicey.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
whole thing, which can be a good thing,
Yeah.
or it can be the worst thing.
Do you think he's gonna appear as Alec Guinness, and then he's gonna be like, but I feel like looking a bit younger today.
No,
and then
I
he's gonna
just
turn
think,
into. Okay.
I think it'll be like really like a small
like
shift.
a blend.
Yeah,
Do you think
like
it'll
a
blend.
maybe initially, but I think you're going to get a hint of it, and then he's going to change, because
Okay.
apparently the reason he wasn't put in, one of the reasons they didn't put Ewan McGregor in the last one was because he's not Alec Guinness, and it would have been weird. But according to Star Wars, anyone can be any age.
As a Force ghost.
Yeah, like Anakin
This is
Skywalker
their Doctor Who
was-
loophole.
Yeah, exactly. Anakin
Right.
Skywalker was lit on fire. Then he went, I don't like that look. I'm gonna look young and
Yeah,
handsome.
that's right.
Yeah.
I'm approaching my midlife crisis inside this weird Force dimension Phantom Zone prison. So I'm going to look young again.
Yeah.
Look, I've got a Force Ghost Ferrari now. I've got a Force Ghost 20-year-old girlfriend.
Speaking of movies,
Yes.
there's a poster for Glass.
He's done it again,
I've
yes.
done it again. I mean, could that just be my transition from now on? Speaking of movies,
And that works both ways, because you could be like, speaking of movies, and you can talk about a movie. You can be like, speaking of movies, this isn't a movie.
yeah, that's right. Something else. Yeah. There's a poster for Glass.
I'm having some mental health issues. That's not a movie.
For the new M. Night Shyamalan shared universe. It's finally come together.
Great.
You haven't seen Split yet, have you?
I haven't seen Split yet, no.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody, that's not a spoiler now because it's been so long and this movie's been announced, but Glass is a sequel to both that and Unbreakable. The poster shows a reflection of their true selves. A muscular James McAvoy, Samuel L. Jackson in a cool suit wheelchair, Bruce Willis in a rain jacket or something.
Their true selves.
True selves.
Their true essences.
Do you think Bruce Willis is strong enough to beat up James McAvoy's character?
Well,
Because
see, I
James
haven't
McAvoy's
seen-
character can crawl on the roof or something.
Yeah,
He's
right.
like a weird freak monster man.
Well, was him in was Bruce Willis's character in Unbreakable? He was
Unbreakable.
strong, but was he superhumanly strong?
I haven't really seen
Was he?
it.
Because I
He
remember
can bench press a lot.
yeah, I remember
can't
him
he?
being like he could. Like he wasn't flip a car strong. He was
Yeah.
just like stronger than a normal man strong. But again, I haven't seen it since
Could he
it came
flip a
out of the
moped?
movie. So.
Could somebody take his park and in a moped and he flips that moped? Just like, ugh.
Oh yeah, probably. I think
He's the kind of age that he
I
would
think-
do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we collectively could flip a moped.
Collectively, yes, yeah, yeah. We'd probably
But I think
pushing
one
it
of
from
them-
opposite ends.
Yeah, exactly. And one of us would drop their end accidentally, and the other one would hurt their foot. Here's how about this for a twist?
I'm ready.
Bruce Willis's character is actually his character from The Sixth Sense.
But he's dead.
Boom.
Yeah, but how and why?
He's a ghost.
Yeah, no, I understand.
He's a ghost.
So, is this a prequel then?
No, he's dead.
Yeah, but no one can see ghosts.
But they can now.
oh,
That's the twist.
I didn't realize that they could now.
That's the Shyamalan
so,
twist.
so that's
here.
going to be the twist. But
Well,
I
see,
thought no one could see ghosts. Yeah, but they can now.
And everybody's like, But see, that's the thing. Doesn't this movie require a Shyamalan twist?
yeah, they all require
I bet that's what it
twists.
is.
No,
I bet it is.
I think it could be set in the same universe.
Yeah, right.
I think we could get Haley Joel Osment, but he's old now
Yeah, right.
because he can see ghosts, which I guess is a superpower.
Then he's on the
whatever.
team.
He's on
He's
the
on the
team.
team.
But what team? One's a monster. One's a man
supervillain.
who crashes trains, and one's Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
What team are we talking about?
The Thomas the Tank Engine universe. That's what this is. That's what this is.
Okay, and Bruce Willis is the fat controller. Is that what we're talking about? here?
Yes.
Okay.
I've
I've been watching a lot of Thomas lately. Thomas is dark, man.
Yeah, like isn't there an episode
They brick up.
they brick up one of the engines refuses to doesn't he refuse to leave his little depot
I can't
hutch
remember,
thing.
but
No,
yeah.
he refuses to leave his little alcove thing because it's raining and he doesn't want to rust. So they brick him up inside it forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
And they say forever.
Yeah.
And he never got out. He rusted. Also, they didn't completely brick him up. He could see a little bit out.
Yeah, he could see the world changing without him.
And people would go busted and like be like, toot toot, hey dickhead.
Yeah.
Like he got that forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you excited for Glass?
Yeah,
There'll be
kinda.
a twist, won't there?
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe it's in the village. Like it's actually set in the year 3000. but this city is...
Oh,
it's
the
like
city itself is set in a larger village.
That's right, exactly.
Because this is his chance. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the question is, is this Shyamalan's chance to redeem himself?
He's kind of already...
Yeah.
It's come a long way, yeah.
So Split. So I should watch Split.
Yeah, you could definitely
Alright.
watch. I don't know whether you'd... I think people got a lot more out of it because it's a sequel than...
Because they were surprised.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not... It's pretty... It's good. Yeah.
But was it a case of like, no, this movie's fine. This movie's fine. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure how it works because when James McAvoy changes characters, because sometimes he's a nice old lady and sometimes he's a weird lunatic and
Yeah, right.
sometimes he's a little boy, his strength and like physiology
Right.
changes
Because
as
isn't there
well.
one who has like diabetes or something?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. One needs glasses and I don't know how
Yeah,
it
right,
works
okay.
exactly.
Mr. Glasses.
Mr. Oh my God. Maybe they were all the lady in the water. It
That's
was all
what I'm
set in that
saying.
swimming pool. I didn't
That's what
see
I'm
it.
saying.
I don't know that one.
Okay.
Yeah. The Predator also got a... movies. Speaking of movies.
Yes. How's your mental health?
Not great.
All right.
The Predator has a new trailer.
Yep.
The big twist here is...
I would argue, spoilers, I would argue that this one shows way too much.
Because there's a bigger Predator.
That's the twist here. That's it. That's the
yeah.
whole... It's not even that much bigger.
It's a little bit bigger. I think...
I mean, the Predators are quite big generally.
Yeah, they're like 7 feet tall.
And this one's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, and he's built, mate.
Oh, that's true.
I think what's interesting about the Predator movies, the ones that I like, are the characters. I don't care about if you've got a Predator that can do whatever. The people who are getting murdered need to be compelling.
Interesting, yeah.
And I think this movie being a Shane Black movie, I think it's hopefully going to lean on that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
We've got badass Marines.
Yeah.
We've got Olivia Munn. She's in it.
Yeah.
She got a kid or something.
Who knows?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Key or Peele. Yeah.
It's Key.
Thomas Jane.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
And it looks like some of the humans have gotten a hold of the Predator technology. They've got some Predator weapons.
Yeah, and maybe there was another Predator on the ship, or this Predator came down to clean up the other Predator.
Okay.
Because there's different subspecies of Predator as well, depending on what law you're going from or what counts. I don't know.
Okay.
Do you think they should bring back returning characters? They should bring back Dutch, and they should bring back Danny Glover, and they should bring back Adrian Brody or whatever.
Yes, all those things.
Adrian Brody? Is that him?
Yes, it is Adrian Brody.
Thinking of Adam.
Adam Brody
I was
from the
thinking-
OC,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I was
Uh-huh,
thinking
yeah.
of, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But do you think you could be like Dutch at the end? Could be like come in and be like, my job is with the government now, and there's a cleanup or something, you know?
See, there's that fan service
That's
again.
bad. I'm saying,
Yeah.
but do you think that's what's going to happen, or do you think they should bring them in some way?
Does Shane Black and Arnold Schwarzenegger know each other? Are they friends?
I don't know, man. Yes.
Cool, then it's definitely going to happen. It's going to be a fun little cameo. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I think Arnold would do it now because he's doing,
No, I
whatever.
agree.
He's doing
Yeah.
whatever. He's doing like commercials for Tic Tacs where he plays ping pong against some guy. Do you remember that one or
Yeah, that's
whatever it
true,
was?
yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't remember what it was for.
Okay, so how do you feel about this Predator movie?
I'm positive on it because of who's behind it.
Yeah, right.
And I quite like the cast.
Yeah.
I'm not loving any of this stuff, but I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
really
see,
worried.
I get the sense that the big reveal in the movie is going to be where maybe the humans and the good guys are going to have to team up to fight the bigger Predator. And that's it.
Yeah.
But we've just seen that.
Yeah.
So where's any kind of weight to that? Any dramatic weight to that is gone now.
Also, Predators had a bigger Predator. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember.
That was the point of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
We've done a bigger Predator. We've done heaps of Predators.
We've done Predogs.
We've done the Predogs.
What else do you want?
We've done people being flung out of space and they're in a little box thing.
Yeah. It is weird, that reveal where Boyd Holbrook is going to get choked to death.
Uh-huh.
And then the big Predator saves him. You don't need to put that in, obviously.
That's all what I'm
But
saying.
But you could put in the big Predator, and then that scene isn't like, hey, this is how he gets out of that scene. Like, I'm going to know that going in. What
Yeah.
the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know.
in these
but,
trailers.
But I mean, like, and also, I guess there's not really anything you can put in the trailer, like any reveals, or like, how do you show that there's something bigger coming in the trailer?
Don't.
But yeah, well, that's what I'm talking
But
about,
because
right?
I don't think putting that in gets more people in.
No. Because, I mean, here's the thing. If you want to see a bigger Predator, sit closer to the screen.
Please.
But
Hang
if you
on.
want to see a bigger Predator,
Yeah.
you watch this movie and then you sit closer to the screen.
Oh!
And then not only is it bigger, it's double bigger.
Double bigger.
It's double bigger.
Yeah, I just think, look, if they want to get people into the cinema for this, they should just lean on nostalgia in the
Yeah, for
trailers.
sure, right.
Because that'll do it. And we wouldn't be happy about it. We'd be like, this looks the same or whatever. But people would go, and
Yeah.
then maybe it's something different. Yeah.
I mean, we are going to see it regardless, but...
I'm definitely, I will see all of these
what
forever.
would you have rather seen in this?
I don't
That's
know.
the- yeah,
I don't
see-
have any ideas.
No, see, that's the
What
thing.
kind of, like, it's not a really diverse universe, is it?
I kind of would, because that's the thing, like... And I've said this, like, I didn't like the first Alien versus Predator because it was set in a weird snow, like it wasn't it was set
Ice
some
pyramid,
weird
under the
ice
earth or
pyramid, right?
whatever.
But I kind of would have liked to seen this Predator in space, or maybe
Yeah.
on the Predator planet or something like that.
Yeah.
I think
We've
that
seen the Predator planet.
yeah,
planet,
that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about. Like, I think it would have been more interesting to say, okay, in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to take a whole bunch of people and hunt them on the Predator planet.
I mean, but then people would say, well, that's Predators, even though that's not the Predator
not- yeah,
planet. But
uh-huh.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Like a whole planet of predators.
A predator. But that's the thing. If there's 6 million predators,
Yep.
6 billion predators,
Yes.
you can't just gun them down.
No, that's true, yeah.
Because that's not what they're about. They're not cannon fodder.
Yeah.
You know, one of them is really bad. And if there's two, forget it.
Yeah,
You
right.
may as well kill yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in this society, I mean, they never follow their own rules, but allegedly in the Predator universe, there are rules.
Yes.
So I'm saying in this, I'm not saying it's a 6 million predator pylon on like half a dozen people. I'm saying it's like a controlled arena. It's like a Minotaur situation. They throw them into a maze, and then they got to fight the predators on the predator's own home planet. I think that would be interesting.
Sure.
Maybe a man falls in love with a lady predator.
I would love that.
Yep.
And they kiss.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No, I don't
know. I mean, that's
something else.
That's not what. I mean, that's not a project I've been thinking about for years.
Seems like it is.
I know, but I'm just saying, give me something. I would much rather see him, because it's always just the predator fighting humans on Earth. Give me something else.
I'm hoping this is something else, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay.
But that's why I like Predators as well.
Yeah.
Because that is something else.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it looks like Earth because it's easier to film in a forest or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But there's that extra layer of we're really trapped.
Yeah,
because we're not getting out of here ever.
Or even
if we win, we can't leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or can they?
No. I don't know. They get the ship or they blow it up. I can't remember.
In a way, it's something of an unresolved cliffhanger, isn't it?
Here's something about a movie. Guys.
I knew you had more news. I just wanted to point that out.
Very good. Indiana Jones 5 apparently won't meet its 2020 release date. Again, kind of raising the fear that Harrison Ford's going to fly his plane into the side of a building.
Oh, for sure. So they're not currently filming this. It's
so it'll probably be 2021, I guess. But here's the other thing. John Kasdan, who was the writer of Solo, son of Lawrence Kasdan, who wrote Empire Strikes Back and also Solo, a bunch of other stuff. He also wrote some Freaks and Geeks stuff and Dawson's Creek. He's going to be writing this movie. So it's going to be Spielberg directing with John Kasdan writing. This could be the blandest movie ever made. I hate saying. Look, I think John Kasdan is a good writer. I do.
Also, writing isn't genetically. It's not passed down genetically.
No. But I'm saying, but the stuff that he's written, I think there's some good stuff in. I just think Solo was a bland film. You disagree. Sure. You think it's a fun.
I had a fun time with it. Yeah,
good on you. You're wrong.
Which is now code. Which on this show now especially is code for this was terrible, but I enjoyed it regardless. But I actually think it was good and well made.
Yeah, and you're not alone there. But I think with Spielberg directing it as well, how can this be anything other than
What did he do last time? The Post? Was the last time?
Ready Player One.
That was Ready Player One.
Do you remember that one?
Yes. I didn't have fun with that one, but it was better than it should have been. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Which was very bad.
Yeah, very bad.
Yeah. But you'd forgotten you'd seen it.
I did forget I saw it, yeah.
So what does that say?
Yeah. It was so ultimately forgettable that I thought the last movie he did was a movie about like an office, like a newspaper mail room.
Yeah. It's so forgettable that you thought the last movie you'd seen of his was a movie you haven't seen.
Yes, correct.
Also, according to Spielberg, you said this before, this will be Harrison Ford's last Indiana Jones movie, I'm pretty sure, but it will certainly continue after that. I think they should do short round. I think this should be a short round series.
And you get a cool Asian guy.
Yeah, Stephen Yeun. Or Han from Tokyo Drift or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
Or the guy from Triple X.
Which guy?
The guy from Triple
X 3. The DJ?
No, the other guy, the good one.
I don't remember.
The guy, remember, I'm going to look him up because he's really famous and I can't remember his name.
Is he in Rogue One?
No, maybe. Yeah, Donnie Yen.
Is Donnie Yen the right age? He might be a bit old.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Said it now. Who cares?
Yeah, no, I just mean that because he has to be the right age in relation to Harrison Ford, or at least look the right age. Right. Even though him and Sean Connery are like 4 months apart.
Okay, so you want a passing of the torch situation?
I don't care. I don't think they should make this.
Okay. Imagine Donnie Yen in the hat. Looks great.
It doesn't have to be a hat though. I think that's a mistake to be like, let's just get someone else and give them the hat.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you give them their own hat? Like a different hat. Or no hat.
Oh, like a leather biker hat.
Like a leather biker hat, exactly. Which is exactly what that was.
Yeah.
Like that was not... You got to be really careful here.
Yes.
You kind of got to pick an up-and-comer that everybody likes. Like now you couldn't put like Miles Teller in because people would be like, what? No.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, because that is the kind of Shia LaBeouf of now in terms of...
I mean, what you could do is you could have a bridging scene where old Harrison Ford...
Where he cuts the bridge
yes,
with a sword.
Exactly.
They all fall into crocodiles.
Oh, you could have a bridging scene after that where old Harrison Ford passes the torch to de-age Donnie Yen as a slightly older short round. Then Harrison Ford dies.
Yep.
in the movie and in real life.
And then 10 years later,
And then 10 years later, it's Donnie Yen.
Yeah, that's a really roundabout way to get Donnie Yen in this movie, Mason.
Why wouldn't you want Donnie Yen?
He's great. I agree.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I said I didn't want to see this. I do want to see this. I do want to see good Indiana Jones stuff.
Yeah, right.
I would love that. Mm-hmm. I still think, because we talked about this a while back, I think they should de-age him, or maybe you recast, and you do maybe 30% present, 70% past.
Yeah, right.
Or some variation
Like
on...
the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Yeah, but good.
And edutaining.
God, that show, man. I know people remember it fondly, and it's set a lot of new ground in terms of television special effects, and because it cost a lot of money to make.
You're right.
That show is shit. It's so bad. And if you remember it fondly, you've been hit in the head. I'm sorry. All right. DC have a streaming service. It's been announced.
Yep.
It looks pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to rush out and get it. I'm going to see what kind of happens. I realize at the moment, I've got Netflix, I've got Stan, I've got Amazon Prime, I've got YouTube Red.
Oh, you're the one who paid for YouTube
Red. Yeah, that's
Red.
me, yeah.
Didn't get a free account because you're got a million subscribers or whatever?
I don't have a million subscribers, but no, I don't.
Okay.
You don't get anything.
Also, that would be
I don't
weird.
get my account
That would be an incredibly
cancelled.
odd cutoff if you needed 1 million subscribers to get a free YouTube Red account.
It would be. No, I like it because you can lock your phone, I can play music
You
for
can
my
play
kid.
music, right, okay.
And also you don't, there's no ads. So that's what I kind of like. But also when
What are you
watch,
paying a month for that?
it's like $10. It's too
Okay,
much.
that's all
For what I watch on it, it's too much. But and also the money for the videos you watch, it goes to the creators. The slice of it
right.
goes. So
Okay,
that's why
all right.
that's why I think it's better
right.
than ad block.
Well, you got to support that Jake Paul character, you know?
I certainly do.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
He's
idea.
doing it every day, bro.
He's one of the best. So this streaming service, Mason, they're doing the Batman.
I should let everybody know that he probably is going to cut out that 20 minutes of praise he put in for Jake Paul. He just kept going on and on and on. I don't know how much he loved Jake Paul and how much he respects his everyday bro ethos.
That's right.
He's probably cut it out at an odd point, so it'll seem like a weird edit, but he really loves Jake Paul.
I do. Batman the Animated Series, Mason, is going to be on there.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Carter's Wonder Woman, animated movies such as Flashpoint. You've also got classic Batman, Superman movies, plus Supergirl. I didn't see any of the new movies on there.
Okay.
That's not to say they won't be there, but it's weird they don't have like Suicide Squad, Batman, Superman, or whatever.
What about a Krypton?
I didn't see it on there. Because
Okay,
I think
right.
that's probably already, because that's with sci-fi, so
Yeah,
maybe
right.
it'll live there until they cancel it and then they'll bring it over
Yeah,
or
right.
whatever.
Lois and Clark? The New Adventures of
Should be-
Superman?
that's probably owned by
CBS or something.
something like that, yeah, I don't know. Also, every single DC comic ever published.
On the streaming service?
Yeah, because it's also an app. And that's pretty good, right?
Hmm.
Also, Titans, which is a new TV series. Do you
Yeah,
see the
right.
imagery from that?
Some of it, yeah.
Apparently, it's going to be darker than the DCEU. It's going to be like broken bones and blood and death and all that.
Bloody
Which,
hell.
which though, I think could be great.
Mm-hmm.
Because people think that, you just don't like dark universes or whatever. No, I do. I just like good stuff.
Yeah, right,
And I think this could be good.
Sure, yeah.
Or bad. But good.
Yeah, ooh.
Yeah, you saw those images, right? Of Robin?
I
Or
saw
Nightwing, or
which
whatever it was?
I believe is the Dick Grayson Robin, but he's
Yeah, right.
wearing the Tim Drake suit.
That's the best suit though, isn't
Oh,
it?
it's the best suit, yeah.
Yeah,
so
you don't want
it's-
to put him in the little pants.
No, you don't want to put him in little
the-
pants.
and the
Here's something I
Peter
didn't
Pan
realise, and it was pointed out to me on our Facebook group, Planet Broadcasting Great Mates, is that in Batman v Superman, the Robin suit in the case
Yeah.
has shorts.
Yes.
I did not. I'd never picked up on that.
You're just looking at the muscles.
I just looked. I just thought it was pants, but it's not. It's little shorts.
Yeah, maybe he had some kind of something
underlayer or
underneath
something,
whatever. He
right.
would have had to. He's not gone bare-legged, is
Maybe
he?
he is though.
that's-
I've seen cosplays of that, and they wear the little shorts. It's pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's movie accurate.
That dude is too big to be Robin. That suit,
Uh-huh.
it's too big. He's,
Yeah, right.
he's the same size as Affleck. It's too much.
Yeah, but yeah, that suit looks great. A lot of people have suggested maybe more color to it, but
Yeah.
I think in the light it's going to look good.
Or bad.
Or bad.
We just don't know.
Does the little R thing on the chest, does that pop out and turn into a throwing blade?
Do I know that?
Yeah. Do you know that?
I don't know that, no.
Okay. No, that was an open-ended question.
Oh, okay,
I
right.
hope it does because it does in the comic books.
Okay, well then, yes it will.
Nice.
But listen, if you're listening to this, if you know that, let Mason know. Also,
Yeah.
if you don't know, let him know that you don't know.
Oh, please, if you could, yeah. Regardless of whether you do or do not know, let me know the status of that.
Don't lie either. If you do know, tell him the truth.
Yes.
All right?
Yep. but don't.
He gets one. Does he get one throw out of it, or is it like tissues where another one appears behind
I
it?
was just wondering about that. I think it's just the one.
It better be good. It better be poisoned or
Yeah,
set
yeah.
someone on fire.
Yeah. And he
Yeah.
better have more than one back of the Batcave. Otherwise, he's just has to go and retrieve that.
Ridic.
Yeah. And also, he'd be running around the rest of the night going like, beware evildoers, it's me, Robin. And they're like, no, it's not. What do you mean, Robin? You just weird red chest plate guy. Prove you're Robin in some way.
So, yeah. You're not even wearing the shorts. There's a Harley Quinn animated series.
Okay.
Young Justice Outsiders, which is another animated
Yeah,
series. And Swamp Thing, which we've talked about before, which James Wan may or may not be involved in. I don't think I'm gonna wait on this just to see how any of this is, because I feel like with the animated series and all that stuff, like
I feel you don't have a choice on waiting. You got to wait at some
no,
point.
I mean when it comes.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't decided it. Sorry, I should say I haven't decided whether or not I'm gonna get it yet.
Yeah, okay,
I don't
right.
know whether it's worth it, because
Mm-hmm.
this is all the one universe as well. What do we? It's obviously separate than Arrow. There's a lot of different DC universes.
There really is,
It's a lot to kind of keep track of. But yeah, anything. But hey, I watched every episode of Krypton, so
Still enjoying it?
yeah, it's finished. But yeah, I did enjoy it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm alone on that, just to be clear.
Oh,
it's
okay,
just,
sure,
it's
yeah,
just me. But
Yeah.
no, I do enjoy it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. What if the what if they work towards sort of unifying, like, of their current output? What if they started unifying all the different series within the streaming service?
Yeah.
What if they were like, okay, here's the new Titan series, and we're going to start tying it in with the Swamp Thing, or we're going to start tying it in with...
That I think will happen.
Yeah,
but
right.
I think then when you've got your animated stuff,
Yeah.
I don't think Young Justice Outsiders is going to cross over to
what if
Swamp
they
Thing.
did, though?
Because it's a kid's cartoon.
Still.
I mean, you can do it. It's
That's what
not
I'm saying.
impossible,
Like,
but
yeah, they've speaking of Predator, they've done Archie meets the Punisher and Archie meets the Predator.
that's true.
Which works
And who
to
knows
varying
what
degrees.
counts in either of those
Yeah, right.
continuities.
So I mean, probably not Archie versus the Predator, because I think a lot of characters were killed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like, there's ways to go. Okay, we'll bring the Outsiders together with Swamp Thing, and like we'll give them the PG rated version of Swamp Thing in that
right.
episode or something like that. You know?
Okay. I guess the same way that there's grimmer Star Wars stuff, and then there's like
Yeah, for sure.
for kids, like, you know, that cartoons they're doing at the moment? You probably don't know.
No.
They're doing like a...
Is it a
can't remember what it's
Droids
called.
remake?
I don't know. It's like a short thing they do on YouTube where it's like the adventures of... What doesn't matter. Fucking
Okay.
No, but I think there's definite potential here. Even if it's $10 a month and you get every DC comic ever, that's great.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if you like comics, otherwise it's a waste of money. But that's really good.
Especially, and it's a waste of time too, especially if they make you scroll through all of them before you get to the TV stuff. We're really pushing the comic book angle of this app, so
And you have to read each one.
yeah,
You have to
that's
go-
right.
But then I think though, like, is Vertigo on there? Is Watchmen
that'd be
on
great,
there?
yeah.
Like, where's the line?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Is it just all the terrible stuff from the 50s?
yeah, exactly. But there's also stuff. But they say everything.
Yeah, right.
There's also stuff that isn't
also-
on Comixology. Because
Yeah.
often when we do a caravan of garbage, you'll find a thing, and then oh shit, this doesn't exist anywhere other than paperback.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
So we have to go to a flea market and
yeah,
find
that's
it.
right, yeah.
Oh yeah, but and also like, does this come with like where's the cutoff? Does it start? Is it? Let's say it comes out in 2019.
Yeah.
Does that mean you get all of 2018's comics as well, or does it stop at like 1999
It's a
or
good
something?
question.
We ask good questions,
Yeah,
don't we?
I mean, and also if it's even, is it week to week? So if
Yeah.
the new issue of whatever comes out, do you get the new Batman?
Or is it some sort of staggered subscription service where you get the archives for $10 a month and all the TV stuff?
Yeah.
But if you want to pay $20 a month, you also get all the comics that month.
Also, who's watching Supergirl? That's a horrible film.
Oh, the movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure, okay, I get it.
Plus Superman 3 and 4. Like, no one's watching those.
Yeah.
You don't even need to put them on there.
You should. No, completist watching.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go, Mason. Here's some TV news.
I'm ready.
But it's not. That
Oh.
isn't.
Wait, what?
What was that? What was the... How do I transition to non-TV news?
You mention your mental health.
Okay.
And then you just segue into whatever.
Okay, great. Look, I'm not doing well.
Great.
Showtime has ordered a Halo TV series.
Amazing.
Rupert Wyatt will apparently direct multiple episodes. He directed the first of the reboot of the Planet of the Apes. Not the Tim Burton reboot, Mason. The James Franco one where he's just got a lazy eye through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Where he's
that,
just kind of staring weirdly. It's written by Kyle Killen, who did Awake.
Don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. What do you think?
He's been awake for a long time. That's his skill.
Pretty good. Are you excited for the first ever Halo live action TV series?
No?
You're an idiot, Mason.
Oh, come on.
It's the second. There was a series
see.
called
I see what you
Halo
mean.
Nightfall from 2014. It was an Xbox Originals TV series, and it starred Mike Coulter as Johnny Halo.
From bloody Luke Cage.
Correct.
There you go.
I don't know how it works into the Halo-verse or whether these are connected. Probably not. They've been trying to get a Halo... Like, District 9 was supposed to be a Halo movie.
Right.
That was the plan initially, and then Peter Jackson was going to do it. And is it hot or cold, Mason? I can't decide.
A little bit of behind-the-scenes magic. James has purchased a new jacket.
It's super
that looks cool, but it's upsetting him, clearly.
Well, you know the problem with sitting right here is there's a vent under me for heating.
Yeah.
But
that sounds... Oh,
shut up, Mason. I'm not finished.
the heat. Oh, it's winter and I've got a heater directly under my butt.
I've never had heating, like proper heating, in my life. So this house, this is why I never leave.
Huh.
And this window,
Is that why your hands and feet are so frostbitten?
Correct.
Huh.
The window is slightly ajar, and I
Yes.
can't fix it.
Right.
So it's hot and cold sitting here.
Oh,
like different parts of my body.
You're in the Katy Perry seat.
I certainly am. Very good. Yeah. You're a Halo guy?
I mean, I played Halo 3, so I guess I'm a Halo guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're more of a Halo guy
I
than
got
I am.
Halo 3 with my Xbox 360 when it came out.
Did you play it?
Yeah,
Did
some
you
of it.
finish it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the last console you bought, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. What are you looking to get next, if you get anything?
Whatever the current edition of the PS4 is, I guess.
Sure.
But that's nearly done, right?
Maybe a couple of years, probably. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay.
But then you got to wait until games get good. So you got to wait 2 years after the next console's out or whatever.
I guess, you know what, I should just wait until somebody's managed to bootleg the PS4 into like a box the size of a deck of cards and I can just plug it into my TV.
And then if it breaks, you just get another one.
Get another one.
Doesn't matter.
Continue forever.
Also, you won't play it because it's old stuff.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
So what does it matter?
Yeah.
So it's a long time coming. Who knows? Are they going to take off Master Chief's helmet or whatever? Is he even
that'd
gonna
be
in it
a
or
taking
whatever?
off. That'd be like taking off Judge Dredd's helmet,
Oh,
which
imagine.
they did.
Yeah, in the bad one. Is that Judge Dredd TV series still happening? I'm asking you, Mason.
Oh, I don't know, but I feel the listeners will know or not know. So,
Please,
if
let me know.
If you know or don't know whether the Judge Dredd TV series is still happening, tweet it, James.
But don't lie.
Don't lie.
If it is happening, you have to tell me. Yeah. This is news. Movies.
Nice.
Last bit of news. Jared Leto is going to star as Morbius, the living vampire, in a Spider-Man spin-off movie. Another one.
Great.
That's... I guess it's off the Venomverse or
Yeah,
however any of this is connected. Daniel Espinosa, who directed Life. Do you watch that one? Where
The TV series?
No, the magazine. No, the one with the Ryan Reynolds.
The serial.
Yes.
There's a lot of things called Life.
Yes.
He directed The Concept of Life.
Did he?
Yes.
Wow. He did,
He said opposable thumbs.
is that him?
Yeah, he suggested that. Yeah.
It was the one where Jake Gyllenhaal's in space and he's fighting a weird...
Oh, and it could have been aliens,
Octopus
but it
or
wasn't.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was also like, is this a Venom movie?
That's right. Yes.
Or whatever, but it wasn't. It was just it's an okay movie.
Great.
It's not brilliant. Look, we were talking about this before the show. I don't like Jared Leto as a person.
Or as an actor.
You can Google that for why that may be the case. Also, what are these Spider-Man spin-offs? Why is this the one?
Yeah. Why Morbius?
I mean, I quite like that character. I don't know a lot about him. I was actually recently reading Marvel Zombies, the one that he's in.
Yeah,
He's in
right.
Volume 3.
Uh-huh.
But
You love big disco collars.
I love that.
Uh-huh.
But no, I can't. Yeah.
And
All right.
if any actor living today also loves disco collars, it'd be Jared Leto.
Boy, would he. So, yeah, whatever. This probably get cancelled anyway. It doesn't matter. Anything else about that?
That's about it. It is a very odd choice. Because, I mean, vampires are out of the zeitgeist.
That's exactly.
Or maybe that's when you strike. Maybe it's some overconfident producers who are like, we can single-handedly bring vampires back.
Yeah.
Here's the twist. He's a living vampire. What does that mean? Don't know.
What does that mean?
I think he's a...
Because it's a virus. It's not a...
Yeah, he's not
magic
a
thing.
magic vampire. He's got vampiric qualities, but he's not a real vampire.
Yeah, cool. Sounds like Blade,
Yeah.
but with a worse person playing the role.
Well, that's why Blade in the because the original version of Blade in the comic books is pretty much just a regular guy.
Yeah.
But he gets, and then it's one of those ones where the movie came out and he had all the super cool vampire powers, and then they were like, well, let's make the comic book version more like the movie version.
So what did
he got bit by Morbius.
What did he have in the comics before that?
He couldn't be turned into a vampire, and
That's like, say, like a tree.
yeah, like a tree. Yeah, he had
Cool.
tree DNA.
Wow.
But he had like, and I think.
He didn't have the strength or
No, he
anything?
didn't have like superhuman strength and speed and blah blah blah. They were just like he can't. I think it was he can't. Vampires can't stand his blood, so they can't turn him into a vampire. And I think he couldn't be hypnotized by a vampire or something like that.
Right.
They were very minor powers. And then then the movie was like, he's got all the powers of a vampire, but he doesn't have any weaknesses. He's got no weaknesses. What an interesting character with no weaknesses. And then they were like,
I didn't
okay,
know that. That's interesting.
yeah. And then they just made the comic book character exactly the same.
So he's a man, essentially, with
A British man.
A British man. So he could just be a regular man with a very thick collar you can't
Correct,
bite
yes,
through.
yes.
And dark sunglasses
Yeah,
so you can't
he could
hypnotize
have
him.
been wearing a turtleneck and then a disco collar over that.
Great.
Yeah, which he probably was.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
If earlier Luke Cage is anything to go by, I don't doubt it. Mason, we got to talk about our sponsor for this week.
Ooh.
I know you love Harry's Razors.
I do.
And I know that you know that I love Harry's Razors.
I used one today.
Very good. Now look, I love the closeness of the shave. I love the smooth and comfortable glide. Do you love the weight of the razor handle?
I thought you were going to give me a second one.
Oh, the design.
Yes.
I wanted to give you a chance to answer.
Oh, then yes and yes.
And scent of the shave gel,
yes.
etc.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Here's the thing, Mason. Switching razors, it's not an easy decision, potentially. I mean, it might be for you. For me, it is. But it's saying here that maybe it's not. That's what this ad is implying.
Well, I'm very much a yes and guy. So honestly, if you can imagine me in some sort of infomercial, and it's the black and white portion of the infomercial where I'm trying to use another brand's razor,
Yeah.
and I've just cut my own throat with it. And it's in black and white, and there's some wacky music happening. And I'm like, whoa!
And you run into the kitchen and you spray the family.
And I slip over. Exactly, I spray the family. And then we're all sitting on the couch, and I'm still spraying blood out. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way. Well, that's me. And I switched to Harry's Razors, and I'm still alive. What do you think about that?
Pretty good.
Yep.
Also, if you want a trial offer with great value, which I'll talk about in a bit, you can go to harrys.com/weeklyplanet to get that. And what you get from that is a weighted ergonomic handle, 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and trimmer blade. Trimmer blade's great, by the way. Rich lathering shave gel and a travel blade cover. $13 worth of value for just the price of shipping, which from memory is like $3. Don't quote me on that, but it is something like that. It may even be exactly $3.
Ooh.
You know how they did it, Mason. What do all podcast advertisers do?
They cut out the middleman.
Got rid of them.
That's right.
Yeah. And so they got rid of also unnecessary features. They're made with sharp, durable steel that lasts. And they also bought a factory in Germany with the highest quality blades that they've been making for over 95 years. So that's pretty good.
I agree. It is
And
pretty
also
good.
they're $2 per blade as opposed to $4. Call to action. Must read verbatim. Listeners of my show. That's
come
right,
on.
Mason.
Oh, what?
My show.
Oh, no.
Can redeem their trial set at harrys.com/weeklyplanet. Make sure you go to harrys.com/weeklyplanet to redeem your offer and to let us know we sent you to help support the show, my show.
Well,
Mason, I bloody love cliffhangers. Or I don't.
which is it?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
One of the things that we do here at my show, The Weekly
come on,
Planet,
mate.
is we love the Gamers On Award.
Yes, we do.
We talk about it quite a lot. It's where basically a movie sets up the premise for a sequel that will never happen. Not because it's an intentional cliffhanger where that's how the movie is supposed to end, but they promise things to come and then they never do.
It's insurance against getting... If it's a TV show, it's insurance against getting cancelled.
That's right.
It's like we're putting this in because we want the fans... If we get cancelled, we want the fans to rise up and demand more of this.
Which they will now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works, but mostly it doesn't.
It works a lot these days,
they're like, oh my god, look, we set this up and people are going to really want a sequel to this movie.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people are like, well, the rest of the movie was bad, so we don't want
this
another
at
one
all.
of those.
Yeah. A recent example of that is obviously the Dark Universe movies that they tried to reboot twice
Yep.
in the span that we've been doing this podcast. which is insane.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about, because we threw this out there on Twitter and the Great Mates Facebook group, which, by the way, is nearly at 10,000 members if you want to bloody
It is, yeah.
jump on in. It's a lovely conversations going on there. The number one rule is just be nice to people in the group and respectful of other people.
But mean to everybody out of the group.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
right.
That's not our domain.
Soon we'll have everybody in the world in the group except for like 6 people.
Correct.
You can be as mean to them as you like.
That's what I used to teach my class. You had to be nice in the room, but as they left for lunch, everyone got a machete.
Oh, nice.
That was the rule.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Some examples that we got were people saying like Inception, Sopranos, and The Grey, right? Those to us, or to me at least, Mason, on my show, I consider
Come on, mate.
like they're intentional cliffhangers.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With definitive endings.
Yes.
Even if you don't like them.
Yep.
They're supposed to end like that.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not a teaser for more to come.
No.
They're
Yeah. I mean, there are examples of that, and then there happens to be a sequel later. But yeah, those specific examples.
It's more there's got to be a sense of, I feel there's got to be a sense of desperation to it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And some of these also aren't even terrible. There's some good stuff in here. My one that I first remember, and I think it informs a lot of who I am as a human being.
Oh, bloody hell. This is going to be pretty
comes
epic.
back to it a lot. The He-Man movie from 1987.
I thought you were going to say the farting scene from Blazing Saddles.
Eh?
The farting around the campfire scene.
I mean, that's a great cliffhanger.
yeah.
But no, He-Man, the Masters of the Universe movie.
Who's going to fart after that?
Who is?
Are
Who
any
did?
of them ever going to fart again?
Are most of them dead now? I
Yes.
don't know. He-Man, the movie from 1987.
Yeah, that's right.
Ends with Skeletor getting thrown. First of all, he's dressed all in gold. It's Frank Langella, who you may recognize from Superman Returns and other things. And Robot and Frank, which is a good movie. You ever seen that one?
Robot and Frank.
Robot and Frank.
No.
It's about an old guy who gets a robot to help him rob a bank or something. Diamonds.
Robot and Frank.
It's called Robot and Frank.
Is it, so it's not called Robot and Frank rob a bank?
No, it should. God
You
damn
made up
it.
all of this?
No, that's a great name for that movie.
Robot and Frank.
I don't think they do rubber back though.
Oh, okay,
Maybe
right.
it's a diamond store or
Okay,
something.
right.
That's good. Good work.
Thank you.
So Skeletor, in all his gold garb, gets thrown off into a bottomless pit, and you think he's been the emperor. You think it's all over. The credits roll. Then he pops his head up and he says, "I'll be back."
Does that after the credits?
It's
or is
after the
that,
credits.
It's not before the credits.
No, it's after the credits.
Wow.
Implying that he would be back.
Was he back?
He was not back.
Frank Langella was back though.
Yeah, he was back in different movies. He
Yes.
was back in Robot and Frank, Robert
checkmate.
Diamond Store. Yes, okay. So that's the earliest one I can remember of being like, well, where's this? Because they
Yeah,
said
right.
that he was gonna...
Yeah.
Did he drown? I guess.
Yeah.
He just drowned.
I felt the same way about Transformers the movie,
Yeah,
which
right.
eventually got resolved. But at the end of that, they went, Optimus Prime will return.
And then he came back evil or something?
He came back in the TV series several years later as like a his body came back.
Oh,
like
he didn't have his soul or whatever.
Yeah,
or something,
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. I was watching that, the Toys That Made Us. Have you seen that on Netflix?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Did you watch the Transformers one?
No, not yet.
There's always a bit in all of these toy lines where they go, we were going so great.
And then it all came
And then we
crashing down.
fucked up. Then we did something really terrible.
That's every that's 99% of all documentaries, especially like rock and roll biopics. It's always like Milli Vanilli were flying high, then it all came crashing
Then they
down.
fucked up.
Yeah.
But for that, it was, we shouldn't have killed Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Which they absolutely shouldn't have. Because there wasn't the idea to sell more toys, so they killed all the original...
they killed all the Generation 1 characters.
Yeah.
I guess under the pretense that all kids would be like, well, I don't want to play with my Optimus Prime anymore because he's dead.
Yeah.
So I only want to play with Springer and Ultra Magnus.
I like Ultra Magnus.
I also like Ultra Magnus.
But he's no Springer.
I still have an Ultra Magnus.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you.
On you at all times.
Yeah,
it's a great
it's right here.
conversation piece.
Yeah.
Whenever
I
you
have
enter
it on
a
a chain
party
around my neck.
Yeah,
I open my big trench coat and I've got an Ultra Magnus on a chain. Is that what we're talking about this episode?
Sure. Have you got one?
I
Well,
was going to say Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really good example.
That feels like desperation.
Yes.
Because it ends, the movie itself leads up to, hey, remember all the Amazing Spider-Man villains that exist? Well, we've built them all in a basement and we're going to be doling them out
Yes.
throughout the course of the next few movies.
And that movie ends before the fight with him and the Rhino.
Correct.
Do you think the next movie would have picked up directly after that if they made it?
Yes.
I would have been like, no, he was in. I got him in jail.
Oh, yeah, look, I think maybe it'd resolve... No, actually, I think it would. Why not open with a flashy action sequence?
Because they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, that would be it.
Yeah. No, that's a great example. God, it's been a lot of Spider-Man movies, haven't there?
How does Spider-Man 3 end?
They don't get back together, but there's the implication that they might be resolving, even though he hit her in the head in a club in a bar fight.
Ooh, oh, yeah, that's
Do you
right.
remember that?
Yeah, sort of.
And he goes to visit her work, and there's like a moment where they're like, ooh, maybe. But no, they're both kind of unresolved, but especially Spider-Man 2. And Spider-Man 2 is, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, is definitely more... It's very obvious. Like, that whole movie is a trailer for a series that never came.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Do you remember Godzilla 1998? And
Yes.
technically, this did get a sequel.
Yeah. Like, I think we can I think that's fun to talk about. Yeah.
Sure. But that was...
That ends with the Godzilla we see. So in Godzilla 98, Godzilla lays a whole bunch of
98.
eggs in a stadium. Thank you.
Yeah.
And they're all going to grow into a Godzilla, and they're going to overrun the world.
It's gonna be too many
despite the fact
Godzillas.
that you can kill one of these gods. But despite the fact that original Godzilla is invulnerable to normal weapons, but 98 Godzilla can be killed with a missile.
Yeah.
So it's really not that scary.
I love it.
Yeah. But at the end, they nuke the stadium or whatever. They kill Godzilla, and they're like, crisis averted.
We did it.
Now let's leave and not examine any wreckage. But at the end of that, it's revealed there's one egg left.
Yeah.
And it's gonna crack open and become a new Godzilla.
And then Matthew Broderick becomes its mother or something.
Yeah, so that does end on a cliffhanger, but there's an animated series sequel.
Which obviously went into production well before this movie came out.
Right? Oh, I don't know. Maybe you never know.
Come on.
I bet there was a couple of years. I bet they were like, people still fondly love Godzilla.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, kids.
All right, I'm going to look that up.
Okay, if you
Keep
could.
talking,
So
yeah.
I was going to say, so what happens in the first episode of the animated series is that egg cracks and the baby Godzilla comes out. Matthew Broderick's character is there. It imprints on Matthew Broderick and thinks Matthew Broderick is its mother.
Correct.
And then it escapes. And then very shortly afterwards, it grows into a proper giant Godzilla. And then he can command it to some extent.
Yeah, right.
Or it follows him around and he can be like,
Like
there's
an
a...
Indoraptor.
Yeah, and it'd be like, there's a monster, you should fight it. And it's like, okay,
I will.
this Godzilla, the animated Godzilla, does get the atomic breath. It's
Great.
slightly mutated. It's also sterile, so there can never be another one.
How'd they do that?
Cut its balls off. Yeah, I know, right?
Okay,
it's
so-
really graphic for a kid's cartoon, let me tell you. Also, that series does have a... Because, you know, one of Godzilla's nemesis in the Japanese movies is Mechagodzilla.
Yes.
In the cartoon series, one of the monsters is called Cyber Godzilla, and it's the original 98 Godzilla's corpse reanimated.
Ah.
So it has to fight.
Grim.
Yeah,
Its
it has to
mother.
fight its own dead mother.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Frank Welker voiced Godzilla. He did the vocal effects.
Oh.
There you go. It's a nice little tie-in. And also...
That's the voice of Megatron,
it is
among many other things.
Correct. It is a direct sequel to the 1998 Godzilla film that premiered in September of 1998.
Damn
It was
it!
the same year.
Same year, all right.
There you go.
All right, so, fond memories it is.
Anyway, what you got one?
Oh, a lot of people have suggested Angel, the TV
Yeah.
series
I
Angel.
was going to ask you about that because I've never seen it.
Okay, so
I've seen the bit where he gets angry and his forehead's different. That I can tell you.
So you've seen the last 5 minutes of every episode of Angel. This is what you've seen, and the midpoint of every episode of Angel.
Correct.
You've seen, yeah. So at the end of
So did this go after Buffy? Sorry, I'll
yes,
let
it
you
did.
talk.
Yeah. So
Okay.
there was
Did she turn up
in the final season of no, she didn't
at all
No,
after Buffy was cancelled? That's a very specific question. I know.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Angel shows up in the final couple of episodes of the last season of Buffy.
Yeah.
But so basically, Buffy came out. It went for a few seasons. Then they were like, let's do an Angel spin-off. And then Buffy ended, and then Angel ended like a couple of seasons later.
Right.
But it
Buffy
ends,
ended well. Is that
I didn't like most of the last season of Buffy.
okay?
But what can you do? Nathan Fillion was in it.
I know him from other shows.
From other shows, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
So it ends with...
Is he a teen?
who?
Nathan Fillion in that?
No, he's not a teen.
Okay, because, they're teens in Buffy.
No, he's a grown man.
Yeah, I know, but I just thought because a lot of them aren't actually teens, but they're
I
playing
see.
teens.
Right.
I thought, did he turn up playing a teen?
It's playing a teen. No.
Okay,
no.
cool. Sorry, go on.
So it ends, the season finale of Angel ends with the basically hell coming to Earth.
Oh, no.
And like a whole bunch of like, and it ends with like a standoff of the remaining good guys, like basically in an alley and facing off against like a huge number of monsters and villains which we don't see.
Yeah.
Essentially, they're like, look at all those monsters. We're all gonna die. And it's set up like, okay, this is our last stand. And like apparently there's a dragon which we don't see. Because at the end, Angel has a sword, and he's like, "Well, I've always wanted to slay a dragon." And then they all sort of
That sounds like it could be...
They go into
that
battle,
wouldn't have looked good,
and then
obviously.
it ends. Well, yeah, and we don't see it, but actually, there is there's a spin-off
or
comic
something,
book.
right?
Yeah,
Of course there is. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. Right, great.
and I believe Angel actually makes friends with the dragon.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he didn't end up slaying him.
Correct. Yes,
What a world.
Yeah.
Was that a good show?
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did it go to like 2003 or something like that? Did it go...
I'm not good with
that long?
dates.
Okay.
Or faces or names.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, not... okay.
Name another thing.
Swimwear.
Bad with that.
Okay. Sure. This one I remember...
Just wear that stripy one piece.
No, that's good. That's back probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw a guy riding a penny farthing in the city the other day, and it took a lot of willpower for me not to just push him over.
Wow.
Because what are you doing? Why are you riding that? You just want people to see that you're on a penny farthing. Just ride a bike, you fucking idiot. I'm just saying.
You were salty this episode. Let me
Thank
tell
you, Mason.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Wait, was that a compliment?
No, it's bad.
Oh, okay.
No, it's good. Keep at it. Keep
Great.
keep living your life and living the dream.
But why? Like, it's hard to get on. You got to get it.
That's
like a
yeah.
high bench.
Mad respect from other cyclists. That's what you get.
No.
All right. Would you rather you have to either ride a penny farthing or you have to ride a recumbent bicycle?
What's that?
It's the one where you lie down. You know, you see those people, they're lying down, they're in like a boxcar racer and they're pedaling like mad.
They seem worse than regular bikes.
They've got a flag on it
They've got
so
a
you
big
see
flag,
it.
yeah.
You know?
Look, I think they're better because they're less kind of, look at me, I'm an old-timey dickhead or whatever.
Yeah, right,
This dude
okay.
was like 9 feet in the air. Like, how do you stop?
Was he wearing a top hat?
No, he wasn't.
Wow.
It looked like a
Steampunk goggles?
modernish one.
Okay.
So you can still get him or whatever, but good on him.
Yeah, get him.
Yeah, get him. Did you ever watch the TV series Now and Again? From a few people recommended this.
I remember the
From
premise of Now and
99,
Again. John Goodman was hit by a train.
Correct.
Right? He was hit by a train, and then his
Yeah.
brain was put in the body of
Mitchell
of
tweeted this. I just want to
of a buff Superman, right?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't super buff. He was more lean
Just
than
regular-
buff.
okay, right, okay.
He was like Mark Hamill, Empire Strikes Back buff.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is
okay.
good regular man buff. Yeah, and basically he was used by the government to... It was an experimental body, like it was that they made, and they put John Goodman's head in it, and that would make him fight crime.
Oh, sure, yeah.
They put John Goodman's
That is
entire head inside.
that is classic government. Just smush a John Goodman head into a regular head, you know?
I actually watched the opening to that, and when John Goodman gets killed, and then I watched the last episode, which was
in its entirety.
the last clip. I just
Okay,
watched
right.
those clips just before you came over, where because his family's still alive, and
Yes.
they all think that John Goodman's dead, and he hasn't been smushed into a handsome man or whatever. And so he busts into his family's home and like, we got to get out of here. The government's coming. David Haysbert is coming.
Oh, David, the president
The president's coming. And then they run out. And
is Now and Again set in the 24-verse.
it might be.
Or is 24 centered in the Now and Again-averse?
So they all bust in, and then it ends. So he's on the run, and I remember when I started watching this show, because it came out here in 2000, or maybe even 2001.
Yeah.
But it started in 99 in the US.
Uh-huh.
They'd already known it was cancelled when they aired it here.
Yeah,
so I
right.
knew it was already cancelled, and I still watched it because I think because it's kind of a superhero thing,
Yeah.
sort of, and there wasn't any of that. It's not a terrible show, but I remember being like, "Well, shouldn't have watched any of that. That was a waste of my time."
It feels kind of like the seventh heaven of
It's exactly right.
of
Yeah.
superhero TV shows.
The villain was a very old Asian man who would put chemicals in an egg and then break it on a subway, and everyone would die. That was.
Did he wear a mask or something while he was breaking?
I
egg?
don't remember the specifics of it.
Okay,
But in the end, he got out, maybe. I don't know.
great.
Anyway, check it out now and again. It doesn't end well.
Why would you check it out?
It's got John
Could he
Goodman in
do?
it.
Could he do any? Did he have?
No, he's Captain America
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But
He was
not
just-
even that.
He was just sort of because he couldn't like fly or turn invisible.
He
or
did
anything.
have a box that could shoot a cable so he could swing across the street. And when
Everybody's got that.
And when Captain Poison Eggs was captured, he's telling the story of like the man that captured him, and he's like, "This man flew across the street and grabbed him." Like, he didn't. No, he didn't. He's very slowly 1999 stunt swung across the street. Yeah. What else you got, Mason?
What about Sarah Connor Chronicles?
Oh, I got one here. Yeah, from Sandy. I got there.
Yeah.
Who's that from, Mason? For you, a different person?
No, I just thought of it out of my brain.
Okay, great.
Yeah, how about that? What do you reckon about that?
I didn't mind Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Precisely.
I think
right?
it's better than all the sequels that they made. Up
I
to this
agree.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
after two.
it started.
It starts shortly after.
It starts about 4 years after Terminator
Yeah.
2, I think. And it starts in the 90s.
Yeah, but then it
Then
might
there's
even start in 99, and
Yeah.
then it jumps to 2000.
Because what they introduced in the series, which then they used again in Terminator Genesis, was time traveling forwards.
Yes.
Which hadn't been done before.
Yeah.
Hadn't even been thought of before by anyone.
Nobody'd ever
Can
thought
you
of it.
imagine it?
I mean, no.
Yeah.
Yes, I can't.
Right.
Whatever the answer is. What do you want me to say, all
I can't
right?
remember. I cannot remember.
So that ends with John Connor going to the future and meeting Kyle Reese. But he's also young.
Yes.
But the timeline is whatever at this point. Because
Yeah,
because there was no... Wait, was this... This must have been before 3, right? Maybe it wasn't. Oh,
came out in 2008.
So it wasn't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is like the new Terminator film. It takes after 2.
Yes.
Okay. And this is also the universe where the reason they took it to 2008 was because then they could use modern computers and cars
Exactly.
and sets
That's
and
right.
whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It absolutely screams like we can't afford to keep making this 90s accurate. Oh,
Nah.
we'll just put a scene where they go to the future.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And it's Kyle Reese's brother.
Derek.
Derek Reese.
Derek
Do
Reese.
you reckon they could have given him a cooler name?
There's no cooler name than Derek.
That's true.
yeah.
What about Dennis?
That's why Ricky Gervais named his character Derek. He named it after Derek Reese.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the same universe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
Derek is Derek Reese's brother.
What?
It's true.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So was Derek Ricky Gervais board first, and they went, "Oh, we don't like this one. Let's
No,
give it
the other
another
way.
go."
The other way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Derek Reese.
Great.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, Derek Reese, real life, was dating Megan Fox, or maybe still is.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's what's his face?
Yeah, it's what's his face
From 90210.
90210.
That guy.
And then whatever his name is, or
What
whatever.
what an incredible summary of this whole series we've done.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't said. That was Jeff who said Sarah Connor
Yeah.
Chronicles.
But then they time travel in the finale. Yeah, they time travel forward
Yeah.
to the future, the
And then
apocalyptic
and then
future.
that's it?
That's it. Yeah.
yeah.
They're
My
like,
brother was a big fan. The one you don't like.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
I remember being impressed with the Summer Glau's in it as well. It's a good cast.
Yeah.
And who's Sarah Connor again? What's her name from 300 and Dread and Game of Thrones?
Lena Headey.
Lena Headey. She's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great Sarah Connor.
I agree.
Yeah.
I had more thoughts about it. There was
Good special effects.
yeah. I feel Summer Glau should have been a human brain in a robot body, but that's just my opinion.
They kind of dehumanize her after the first
They
episode.
do. She had more personality in the pilot, and then
because
they're
she
like,
tricks John Connor.
yeah, into thinking she's a real girl.
Yeah. Good stuff.
It was good stuff.
And the Terminator also brought a gun into John Connor's class by putting it inside his leg. in
Yes,
the first
I remember that.
episode.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they would have metal detected him, but he's very metal on the inside.
I was gonna
Just
say,
put it
yeah.
in your pocket.
There
mate.
was there's a lot of stuff in that series that is way better than anything that happened in the subsequent movies.
100%.
That first T-800 that goes to kill him, eventually it gets all its skin like blown off,
Yeah.
and then it goes to like a medical professional and gets him to create a clone skin formula.
No, he does.
Oh, he
that.
created. Yeah, that's right.
And then he goes to get.
He
the
goes to a plastic
surgery.
surgeon. So he gets cloned. He gets covered over in clone skin like a giant mud monster.
Yeah.
Made of disgusting flesh. And then he goes to a plastic surgeon and like forces him at gunpoint to transform him into a proper human again.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And there's also Terminators that live married lives.
Yeah.
And the wife's like, he's a very distant husband or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he's a robot.
Yeah, right.
And I just find, like, it's not just... Infiltration isn't just standing in a club and waiting for your target to walk past.
Yeah.
They can marry or live for hundreds of years, I think. Because isn't there ones from like way back?
Yeah, there's one from like the 1900s,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Crazy.
And Shirley Manson from Garbage is a T1000.
That's right. And that effect looked okay on television.
It did
in
look okay.
2008.
It looked as good as it possibly could look.
And maybe her motivations were
It's
good.
never looked as good as it has in Terminator 2.
It certainly hasn't for some reason. That's probably just your happy memories, Mason.
Man.
Brett has mentioned that Alf got captured by an alien task force and the series ended, which is true. That's how.
But then there was a spin-off movie.
There's a spin-off.
There was a movie.
But
yeah.
what happened to the family? Did the government shoot
Oh,
them all?
they got shot in the back of the head and buried in a shallow grave.
Were you an Alf fan?
And then the Barones moved in. Became Everybody Loves Raymond.
Is that the same house? Is
No, I don't know.
it? They all look the same.
Yeah.
Oh, great stuff. You got another one?
I can find another one.
I've got another one while
I'm
you're
ready.
finding
Go
another
ahead.
one. So Sandy said The Event, which I don't know what that was. Which one's that? Is that where people disappeared or people appeared? I don't know.
I don't know. I think you can put all those together.
Yeah.
The 4400 ended
Yeah.
on a cliffhanger.
Okay. And Terra Nova, which I started to watch, and then I went, I think they're going to cancel this. So I stopped watching it, and then they cancelled it.
Tell me about Terra Nova.
Terra Nova was, imagine the Earth, but it was everything, there's too much pollutants. People aren't recycling their plastic bags. So they go, what we'll do, we'll go backwards in time to the dinosaurs, and we'll set up an Earth colony there.
Oh, okay.
And then it's...
That seems like a really bad idea.
Yeah, it was. And then they cancelled it. I mean, it was good because all the water was fresh. So that was good. You know what I mean? What else you got, Mason?
What about Lois and Clark? We talked about Lois and Clark earlier.
How did that end? Never really watched it.
That ends with Lois and Clark. They discover that somebody's essentially left a baby on a doorstep for them, and they were like, because it went 4 seasons, I think, and that was going to be season 5, and apparently the baby was going to be one of those situations where the baby grew. You know, it'd be in episode 2 he's an adolescent, and in episode 3 he's a grown up or whatever.
Superboy or something?
Yeah, well, he was going to be some sort of Kryptonian royalty.
Great.
And so probably
And then he's like, I'm the king, Superman. Is that like that?
yeah,
Or
exactly.
is he gonna
That was on his promo poster. I'm the king, Superman.
So they raise him to be a nice boy?
Well, we don't know because it was never resolved.
Great.
The baby was literally like left for them, and they were like, "What are we gonna do with this?"
He smashed it.
Well, that's the way. That's what you
could
could do it back then. You could just, if you were the new showrunner on a show and you didn't want to deal with that, you could just have Superman punch the baby.
Was that was a well-liked show, wasn't it? Didn't it go downhill after he told Lois who he was? Wasn't that all the tension kind of removed from it?
Oh,
I remember that thinking that was the case. I don't know whether that's actually true.
it's often 50-50 with a show like that, isn't it?
He's too Dean Cain either way.
You're
as well.
absolutely right. Yeah,
That's what I never liked about that show that I barely watched.
Yeah. There's an episode. There's one episode where there's an evil super. I think they create a clone, like maybe not a Bizarro, but like a clone of regular
Just do
Superman.
Bizarro.
And him and Clark can't like have a fist fight in front of Lois Lane, and she never twigs, despite the fact that Clark Kent is holding his own against Superman. But I guess you wouldn't twig if he's fighting Superman.
He looks the same, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, he was always way too Dean Cain.
Like the hair was the same.
Yeah.
He was super cool and cash. And
Yeah.
Also, there's a bit where I remember she sees him with his shirt off and he's real buff, and she's like, "Look at this guy. What's your
but
bloody
he was a
secret?"
Kansas farm boy, remember?
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Todd has said The Golden Compass, which I never saw, but a lot of people have mentioned this.
Because that's a massive book series,
yeah.
right?
Great cast, good CGI, and stellar source material to pull from, but instead of following the plot of the book, the creators decided it'd be better to use the movie as one giant Frankenstein setup for a trilogy that would never happen. What a shame. Yeah, a lot of people have said that as well. A lot of that, Mason.
Ooh.
Carnivale, did you ever watch that?
That had...
Tom says?
Yeah, I was going to say that had a John Connor
John
in
Connor.
it.
And Clancy Brown, apparently.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it was the American Horror Story of his day, it was saying. I had a lot of good things about Carnivale as well, yeah. I've got one here from G. Heartland. It's another Superman one, actually.
Okay, I'm ready.
Superman Returns ends on the dude finding out that he has a kid and then flying away. Is that the end of all Superman things that are cancelled? Hey, you have a son! End of story.
Well, time to go back to my home planet.
Time to smash this baby. Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's stronger than I am. Yeah.
Do you think they went, we can't do that on the budget that we've got? But this could never have a sequel. I don't remember being at the end of Superman Returns thinking, oh, this is real sequel bait. Even though it was supposed to be a sequel. What's his name? Bloody name. The X-Men guy. Bryan Singer said he was going to Wrath of Khan, the second one.
How so?
Just dark and punching, basically.
Oh, I see. Right.
And screaming. But yeah, that obviously never happened. Got another one, Mason?
I'm still looking.
Is there no good ones? Is it all garbage in the Great Mates
There's a lot of garbage.
Is there really?
No, there's heaps of good stuff. But my Facebook's reset. So.
Oh, what a bunch of balls.
Yeah.
I got another one. You want another one?
Please go ahead, yeah.
I can open that as well if you want. Nicole says Marvel's Agent Carter was a pretty great. And season 2 wrapped up well until the last 10 seconds when one of the main characters got shot. The game was on, then the show was cancelled.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't watch it to the end. I didn't see season 2. I quite like season 1.
I don't think I finished season 2 either.
Yeah.
That's a testament to the quality of this. But I don't know. Like a lot of the time, I'm like, there are a number of series of things that I've watched where I stop like one episode before the end because I'm like, I don't want to see this end.
Yeah, right.
I don't consciously do it.
I've got that with Futurama. I've got a bunch of Futurama to watch.
Yeah, right. Because you're like, once this is done, this is it. I got no more.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people said Hannibal as well.
Yep, agreed.
Nick on the Great Mates group said the TV series Las Vegas.
All right.
Did those guys did they save the casino from getting robbed or whatever?
Yeah,
Who
right.
gives a shit?
Brutal.
Well, I just think, why am I rooting for the guy owning the casino?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Hey guys, we saved the casino. We can keep ruining lives.
Were you a fan of the TV show Reboot?
The cartoon series Reboot? Yes.
We talked about that. It's Randall says in Reboot, did they ever stop Megabyte? I don't know. Did they?
I don't think they ever stopped Megabyte.
I bet there was a comic, though.
Oh, for sure.
But still,
it
doesn't count.
Uh-huh.
Christian says, my name is Earl. Never had a cliffhanger ending for any season until the final season, and then they got cancelled. So there you go. I never got into my name is Earl. I always felt like it was something that I should like, but whenever I watched it, I couldn't really.
I believe when that came out, we were right in the Jason Lee's a Scientologist era.
Oh, maybe.
And
that's
I'm like, I can't support any of this.
Yeah,
to be honest.
But you did anyway.
Yeah, I watched every episode.
Great stuff.
Hang on, I'm gonna find one. Don't hold your bloody
You're
horses.
bad at this,
right.
Mason.
Yeah, I know, because I can't read.
Oh, Ben says, while you're still doing this, at the end of Flash Gordon, someone picks up Ming the Merciless's ring. And it says
Ring the Merciless.
And it says the
did
end.
Did you know Ming the Merciless has a ring called Ring the Merciless?
Really?
No.
That would be amazing. You're doing some great stuff this episode,
Thank
Mason.
you.
But so it says the end, but then it throws up a question mark. And
Yes, it does.
He's actually put an image of that here. And there's also Andrew says the Stargate universe. Do they all end on cliffhangers? I'm not across any of
Which
that.
one? What's that?
Stargate, just all the different Stargate universes.
Let me think.
Episodes, sorry, I should say.
I don't know, but that seems like a relic of the 90s where everything ended on a cliffhanger.
Okay,
like
fair
we're
enough.
talking about bloody Sliders ended on a cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, his brother took over as the new Slider, or they put Jerry O'Connell's mind into his brother's mind or something.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember when they went to the dinosaur dimension?
I remember when they went to the dinosaur dimension.
Great stuff. Do you remember the episode where they actually got back home?
I remember. Yeah, no, we've talked about this on the show. It seems to have been a defining point in our lives.
Correct. What about the TV series Earth 2?
Tell me about Earth 2.
I don't remember the ending, but I'm pretty sure it ended on a cliffhanger. Did you ever watch Almost Human? Kev has said this with Carl Urban. He says, still want to know what was over that wall. I don't know how that ended, but I really liked Almost Human. It had Carl Urban in it.
Was this?
He has a cop.
Tell me about it.
He was a cop and he was teamed up with a synthetic person and they fought crime together. It was kind of fun Minority Report-ish.
Okay, right.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Did that ended up? Where was that? Was it on
They did
network
once-
TV or Sci-Fi?
Yeah, it was on
or what?
Fox, so they cancelled
Okay,
it.
right. Okay.
But that's never coming back. And a lot of people have also said the 90s Mario Brothers movie. Chris has said this here on the Great Mates
Yeah, see,
group.
that's sequel bait right there.
Do you remember the ending?
Not really, but
So-
it feels exactly like that's exactly the kind of movie where they'd be like, we got to
definitely another one
stretch
of
this
these.
out as much as possible.
Do you know I have every Super Mario Brothers the movie card? Like trading card?
in a binder?
Somewhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Not in a binder, like in a bundle. For some reason I collected them, even though at the time I didn't see it when it came out. I don't think I've even fully seen it since. But I do know the ending. Everything's good, and they leave Daisy in the dinosaur dimension, and then she comes back through, and she's like, "We gotta go. There's bad things," and she's got a gun. It's like she's dressed like Ripley from
That's
Aliens.
right. Yeah.
And then
Yes.
never comes back. Yeah.
Great.
And they'll never continue it because John Leguizamo is fairly confident that the guy who plays Mario is dead.
I think we're all fairly confident about that, which is sad.
Mason, have you found one yet?
No, sorry, I got distracted.
You're really killing it, Mason.
You mean in a good way, right? Like,
No-
this
no,
guy's
no.
killing it.
Randall says Dark Angel. How does that end? I've watched a lot of Dark Angel.
You did watch a lot
Yeah.
of Dark Angel. Did you really?
Yeah.
Name one thing about that show.
Jessica Alba, clones with their blood made them strong, and they also had tattoos of barcodes on them because that was the most 2000s thing you could get, was a tattoo of a barcode.
That's right.
I had a friend who had a tattoo of a barcode on his arm. Probably the worst thing you could get.
Do you think that if anyone actually scanned the barcode...
Well,
would
that's
come
what
up
he
with
said
something?
at the time. He's like, do you reckon anyone would scan, like, what would come up? And I'm like, who cares? You've made a terrible mistake. You know what I want to get a tattoo of?
Yes.
I want to get a hand. I want to get on my shoulder blade or my chest where my heart is. And it's a hand. It's an open hand like this.
Yes.
And across it, there's a scroll or like a ribbon. And
Yeah.
on that ribbon, it says one life.
Nice.
What do you think?
That's pretty incredible.
Now, that
yeah.
sounds like I made
Yeah.
up that tattoo.
Yeah.
But I have another friend who has that tattoo.
My goodness. All right. How much money would me, and by me I mean the listeners, have to give you? You have to get a tattoo. It's one of those ones with the heart.
Yeah.
And then the scroll across the heart.
Yep.
And then in the scroll it says podcasting.
I don't think there's any amount of money that I would get that because I make enough money where I'm
Right.
not desperate for money. You
That's
know,
very
I
true,
live
yeah.
an okay life.
Uh-huh.
It's neither good nor bad.
Uh-huh.
I think if I was in debt, I'd be like 50 grand.
Yeah, wow, okay.
But,
wow.
But yeah,
All right. Well, look, that one was just obviously that's the joke one.
Yes.
But here's the one you'd actually love.
right.
The same thing, except it says YouTube.
That's so much worse. Oh dear. No, nothing ever. Do you ever watch No Ordinary Family? Harry has said No Ordinary Family.
I don't know what that is.
That was the one where superheroes and one was chickless. Remember? And they
No,
were, they
you're
were,
thinking of the Fantastic Four
No, it
movie.
was like the-
They're no ordinary
Shut
family,
up! It
let
was
me tell
it was
ya.
like The Incredibles, but it was a live action. Do you remember?
Not really, no. I remember the name.
It had Dexter's girlfriend in it or whatever.
No,
You don't
absolutely.
remember?
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying if you'd said what was No Ordinary Family, I would like guess what it was. I would have said like a Bob's Burgers-esque cartoon series.
Okay, sure.
But you're saying it's a live action superhero show
I'm fairly confident.
starring Michael Chiklis. Were there
I'm gonna Google that, but yes,
Okay.
that's what I'm saying.
costumes involved?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yep, it had Michael Chiklis in it. I was right. It was. It's got a 6.9 on IMDb.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty good. It ran. There's 20 episodes and it aired in 2010. Mason, have you found one?
Look, I've been talking, all right?
But you're looking at your phone.
Yeah, I know.
Are you looking at a different thing? Are you shopping?
Look, I had to text somebody because it was their birthday. I just remembered that.
Jesus. I guess it's near midnight. You got to get in.
That's true, yeah.
A lot of people said Hannibal. Did I mention that?
You did mention Hannibal,
That
yeah.
cliffhanger? I'm still meaning to watch that. I really want to watch Hannibal.
I mean, it does cliffhanger, but only in the sense that the entirety of Hannibal is a prequel to
Hannibal.
all the Hannibal movies.
But they're not the same universe, though, are they?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
But I mean, realistically, they are. This is when we watch the movie Silence of the Lambs, and they talk about how
Yeah.
Hannibal ended up where he is. It's the events of Hannibal, the TV series.
Yeah,
so
right.
at some point, it would have had to turn into
Hannibal.
Manhunter and then Silence of the Lambs or Red Dragon or whatever.
Whatever the ones were, yeah.
Yeah,
Christopher says the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the hand sticking out of the grave, but then Nathan says a hand doesn't stick out of the grave in the movie. I don't remember a hand, but I remember it being implied that Sean Connery was going to return and he wasn't really dead. Alan Quatermain.
Yes, right. Uh-huh.
But then he never made another movie.
That's very true. That was See, that's again. I think
Is that not enough for you?
no. That's absolutely. I was going to say that's absolutely right. In the sweet spot of the game is on there. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's very heavily implied that he's coming back there. I also don't recall a hand coming out of the grave.
No.
I don't think it did.
I remember that, like, the ground shaking and there was lightning.
Yeah. Uh huh.
And there was, like, voodoo dancing or something.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. Charlie says, can you say loads of shit about the ending of Dexter? It really posed me off. I will.
Okay, but is this a
Dexter's not really a cliffhanger.
It's not really a
He just
cliffhanger,
go-
is it? Because
he just-
they weren't like, we're going to put this out here and you're going to want another season. Like they did
Yeah.
6 years of it or something, right?
I mean, it ends with, I'm going to spoil Dexter like we've spoiled all of these. I don't really think it's a cliffhanger. It's kind of unresolved where he he gives his kid to somebody else, Yvonne Straczynski.
Now, if
now
I
in-
recall correctly, he gives his son to somebody else because he doesn't want the son to be raised
By a serial
killer, but the woman he gives in to is a serial killer, right?
Yeah,
Okay, terrific.
Which is slightly more empathetic than him. Also, I don't think he's...
You know who's slightly more empathetic than him?
Who?
Everybody else in the world is not a serial killer.
And then he goes and becomes a lumberjack. But apparently, what the ending of Dexter that they wanted, the creators,
Yes.
were he was going to get the lethal injection. They were going
Right.
to catch him, and he'd look out to the crowd, and the crowd would be everybody he's murdered, and he's seeing them, and then they kill him.
Right.
But they went, but what if we want to bring back Dexter? We can't have him murdered. So
just say that part was a draw. Like that is amazing because they're like, we're going to do a death sequence for this character that features a lot of fantastical elements. Specifically, he sees all the dead people he murdered, but they're still alive.
yes.
So they can't. That astounds me. They couldn't reverse. They couldn't go, hey, let's look at it from the other angle. Let's say that he imagined he was murdered, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
He just had a bad dream and he woke up.
Yep. No, he's a lumberjack.
Yeah, great. Okay, terrific. So he's still out there lumberjacking about.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah. He's a real lumberjacker.
Yeah.
Have you got one, Mason?
Oh, Peter Ritchie on the group suggested the Ghostbusters reboot,
Yeah.
which ends with they
Zool.
are all listening in on some sort of phantasmagorical listening device, some sort of supernatural thing, and they're like, "Oh, there's some movement of the psychokinetic waters or whatever."
Yeah.
And they're like, it's saying Zool, which of course was the villain in the original Ghostbusters.
Because Zool's from another dimension.
Yes.
So this is you could connect the movies through dimensional
Yeah.
riffs.
Which I think maybe they do in the comic
I think
books.
they do, yeah. But I don't think that.
I think the universes are tied together in the comics.
They're not making another one of those. Like that.
I wouldn't think so.
It did make a lot of money.
Yeah, right.
It did well. Ish. A lot of people said I Am Number 4. I don't remember. I think he fought a monster. I don't remember.
Terrific.
But that was one of those. I didn't mind that movie from memory.
What
But
is I'm Number 4?
It's one of those. You're a teen and you think your life's good, whatever, but you're the most powerful man in the universe or something.
Oh, terrific.
One of those. You're the most special person. But there's like 7 other special people because he's 4. I don't know. That's not it. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have also said Thundercats from 2011, which a lot of people seem to be a fan of. I bet it's better than the original Thundercats, not having seen it. Yeah. You didn't see the Mist TV show? Luke has mentioned that.
No, that's just recent though, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
I can't.
Okay.
So that's it. David also said Jumper. He finds his mother and his sister, and the game was on. And also from memory, he leaves
He
Samuel,
leaves Samuel L. Jackson
to
on a
die.
mountaintop, on a rooftop.
No, he's not in a mountaintop. He leaves him at the side of a mountain in a cave.
That's right,
He
yes.
can never get out of there. And at the end, Samuel L. Jackson's like, well played.
Well played,
No,
exactly.
you're going to die there, idiot.
Yeah,
He's just killed you.
because he's a member of a fanatical religious order that wants to kill all these teleporting people at all costs. Like it's his only goal in the world. He's rabid about it. He's a monster, this character.
Yeah.
And then
And he's blonde. or
yeah,
something.
and the final jumper leaves him. The Hayden Christensen, is it?
Yes.
Leaves him in the side of the mountain, and then Samuel L. Jackson gets this
Twinkle in
this
his eye.
this wry smile on his face, and like this faraway look, like, oh, you got me. Oh, well played, the jumper.
Yeah. And his mum ran the agency.
Oh, right, okay.
That's why it's connected or whatever. I don't remember hating Jumper.
No, but I think it was one of those movies that there should have been more to it.
Yeah.
There should have been a wider universe. I don't know.
A Jumper reverse.
A jumper reverse, exactly.
Well, that's what they were building towards, Mason.
I guess so.
Anish says Green Lantern where it teases Sinestro at the end. Boy, does it.
Yeah.
It's the only bit of that movie I like, where he becomes the Yellow Lantern.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's not a good movie, but yeah, that's very much Gamers On. A lot of people have said the Italian Job, the original one, because it ends with a literal cliffhanger.
It does literally end with a
But
cliffhanger,
that's
doesn't it?
very much intentional, I feel.
Can we ever know that for sure, though?
Yes, there we go.
Oh.
I did it. Like a lot of recent ones that we're probably also missing the really recent ones that we talk about. Like Independence Day Resurgence is obviously like,
Yeah.
let's go into space.
I feel if we've mentioned it last week, we can't mention it again.
mention it again. Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna find a real sweet one. Just
And then we'll wrap it up.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Here we bloody go. All right, you ready for this?
I'm ready. Also,
you ready?
we've definitely forgotten a bunch of ones from this. So we're sorry we didn't include your favourite one.
Oh, James Sanford. Look, this isn't an
Here
ending.
we go.
No, we shouldn't end on this because this might lead to some disagreement.
Okay.
He said the nightmare sequence in Batman v Superman. Is that unresolved?
I don't think you can say that until it's done.
Right. But also, I feel like I think
That's a plot point.
I was going to
not-
say, I think maybe we've talked about this recently, and you maybe not even on the show, but you mentioned that is resolved when
they use Lois to.
Yeah,
calm
when they
Superman down,
use
yeah.
Lois to break when they bring Superman back from the dead by throwing the magic box at him.
Yes.
And he comes back and he's clearly gone a bit mad.
He doesn't like it.
That is the nightmare. That is what is going to lead to the nightmare world, because presumably the sequence of events is, and this is probably an accident, but I guess if you really want to, you can join the dots. He goes mad. He kills everybody except Batman,
Yes.
who goes into hiding. Then Steppenwolf comes down.
Yep.
I assume Superman kills Steppenwolf, then he encounters Darkseid, and then maybe they team up.
Yeah.
And then the nightmare world is Superman and Darkseid presiding over a horrible world that they've destroyed, and the only resistance is Batman.
And other people.
Right.
Some other
but
people.
but what they do is they show Superman the power of love with Lois by getting Lois Lane. Also, in what universe did they not go and get Lois Lane? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yep. Well, I guess the one where the Flash didn't come back in time and tell him to do it.
Oh, okay, I
And
guess so.
scream at him.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Dream.
So anyway, they show Superman the power of love, and they show him Lois Lane, and he's like, okay, I'm fine again. So that universe no longer exists, I guess. But it's the most interesting part of that movie, so why doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, we were talking about Awake before. I know what Awake is now.
Okay, tell me about it.
Rick says, Awake, is he asleep or is he not asleep? So Awake was...
Is this about my life?
Yeah.
Because I'm asleep.
You're asleep. Okay.
Yeah.
It's got Jason Isaacs.
Yes.
Who you may know from many things. You may know him from the movie Dragonheart.
Thank you.
So he has an accident, right? He's in a car with his wife. I like the premise. He's with his wife and his kid, right?
Uh-huh.
And he kills one of them, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
In one reality where he's awake, his kid is dead.
Yes.
And his wife's alive.
Uh-huh.
And when he goes to sleep, he wakes up in a different reality where his wife is dead and his kid's alive.
Oof.
And it's like, which
It's a real
is,
Sophie's Choice scenario,
yeah.
isn't it?
So he doesn't know which.
That's a reference I don't fully understand because I've never seen Sophie's Choice.
Very good. But neither have I, so I can't explain it for you. But he, I think it's something about picking a kid. Is
well,
it?
if neither of us seen us, that seems like we're in a real Sophie's Choice situation. You know what I mean?
So you don't know which is real or if they're both real or
Yeah, right.
whatever.
But also, which one is he going to pick?
Yeah, and I think also, well, he can't because he just goes to sleep and he's in the other
right.
one. But also, I don't know whether the show ended up capitalizing on it, but when I saw it, he should have used one dimension to solve the crimes of another because he was a cop.
Yeah, right.
But he didn't seem to do that. To be like, well, I found out this information from this guy in this dimension. Now I can use that. I can apply that here because they're essentially the same world with slight differences. Got anything else, or are we going to wrap it up?
Nah, that'll do it.
Good. A lot of people do not like how Sarah Connor Chronicles ended.
Yeah, right.
My goodness.
Because it also ends in a universe where when they go to the future and he meets Derek Reese, nobody knows who John Connor is.
No.
So it's a real situation.
It is a situation.
Thank you.
All right, but now if anyone has any other ones, please let us know. Mm-hmm. And we will acknowledge that through a like on a Twitter, won't we, Mason?
And I don't like anything on Twitter.
Then we won't acknowledge it, ever.
It's just it's not even I just never did it. And
you
now
can't
it's an
start doing
OCD
it.
thing, and so I can't start doing it.
But why don't you just do one?
How about I do one? One very special listener will get one like.
Very good.
Who's it going to be?
Do you think it could be me?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm not going to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
That sucks
Yeah.
for me, obviously.
Yeah,
You could have
right.
at least said maybe. and then I could have lived in
Oh,
hope.
that's true. No, but it's rip the Band-Aid off, I say, you know?
You're a bad bloke.
No, you are.
All right, you know what it's time for?
What's it time for?
What we're reading?
Oh, what we gonna read?
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today? What are you reading?
I watched all Luke Cage, season 2.
And?
It's good. I liked it.
Okay, that's good to hear. I
And
like
look,
that. That's
On the one hand, and I said this to somebody earlier in the week, on the one hand, I...
Hate it.
No, not normally with the, like, especially recently with these shows.
Yeah.
They're 13 episodes, and I'm kind of slogging through them, and I can't wait for them to end. Jessica
Yeah.
Jones, which I wanted to like, which was, I didn't find that great. Iron Fist didn't find that great. This one, I got to the last episode, and I'm like, oh, that was a breeze. I really breezed through that. But at the same time, I was on my phone for a lot of it.
Okay,
So-
they're very on your phone shows. They can
Yeah,
be. Also, you didn't shotgun them in a weekend.
Yeah, I think maybe that's also the key
Yeah.
here is that all the previous ones, I've kind of felt like I've had that I'm like, well, it seems to be like us and the people who listen to the show and people we know are all like, it comes out on Friday. We got to watch it all by Monday,
Yeah.
so we can all talk about it on Monday, kind of thing. And so we just slog through it, and then we stop enjoying it.
Yeah.
But I think we should
cruise through.
Just cruise through it. I had a much better time. Wasn't like, oh man, well it's 1 a.m. and I've got 5 more episodes to watch, so I'll just if they're 49 minutes each, I guess I can be done by 5:15 or whatever.
Yeah, you don't. No, that's not very fun, is it?
No.
Okay, well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
I
so
think
it's-
a lot of them are put them on and do something else.
I didn't think all the musical performances were as good this time
Okay.
around, but what can you do?
I'm not going to do anything. I'm
No,
going to keep
true.
living my life.
What else? That stuff.
While
is-
you're thinking, I watched a thing.
Okay, I was going to say I've got some stuff to say about Luke Cage.
Okay, what else?
You know, it's got some themes to it, which I didn't think were as heavy-handed as the last season of Jessica Jones.
Okay, sure.
Because like he's got a lot of anger.
Yeah.
And spoiler for the first episode of Luke Cage, Claire leaves
Right.
because he's too much of an angry man.
Yeah.
And he sort of had to deal with that. But I don't know. It wasn't looked into as deeply as I thought it would be or
Okay.
should be. That being said, there is an episode with Iron Fist.
Isn't
which-
that good? People say
it's
that's
good.
Yeah, and
It's
Iron
good.
Fist is good. Do
Yeah.
you see the dragon?
You never see the
Does
dragon.
he mention the dragon?
He does mention the dragon.
Ah!
Yeah, but it's a team up. It's what I've wanted, which is Power Man and Iron Fist teaming up. Iron Fist spends almost the entire episode wearing a hoodie that says "Sweet Christmas" on the back.
Nice.
So that's pretty good.
Okay. If you got, does that mean you're like, oh, I might be keen on the next Iron Fist?
I didn't look. The problem with the last Iron Fist, there were a few problems, but I think poor writing was one.
Yeah.
And poor action choreography
Yes,
was two.
That was a bigger point of contention for me.
Yeah.
Well, the dog's here. Should we
know.
let her in?
Yeah,
Shall I
I'll
in?
let the dog in.
Well, why don't you keep talking about that, and
Okay.
I'll bloody let her
Well,
in.
look, yeah, I mean, the issues that I had with season 1 Iron Fist, one, because there's nothing like, I think we mentioned this before, but the there's nothing inherently wrong with Finn Jones as an, like, I thought he's quite likable when he's written to be like he's an inherently likable man.
Sure.
It's just he was written to be a whiny character, and there's never any pushback on him being whiny
Until the Defenders.
Nobody's ever like, what are you doing with your life, kind of thing. Like, it's just accepted that he's spouting all this fortune cookie wisdom, and he's also really angry, and he's also really whiny, and nobody's ever like, you've got to work on this part of your life, and your attitude or whatever, which is something that should be, addressed in that. And also the fact that he's not a trained martial artist, Finn Jones, the actor. But again, like, neither was Keanu Reeves or Lawrence Fishburne or Carrie-Anne Moss before The Matrix.
I mean, they had more time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That given that it's a show about martial arts, you either want to frame it correctly so it looks like he knows what he's doing, or give him so much time to learn so it does.
Or put a mask on him and get someone else.
Get a
to
stunt guy to do it.
Like they
Exactly.
did with Daredevil.
Iron Fist wears a mask.
Yeah, exactly.
But they didn't do that, and they weren't you saying that they just sometimes on the day
Apparently,
they were just like, here, now you punch this and do this and kick and flip or whatever.
Yeah.
And he had 10 minutes to learn it, and then so it looked kind of
And that can
amateurish.
work if you shoot it the right way, I feel, even, or you cut it the right way. But yeah, I mean, like you said, they're doing 13 hours of this or whatever.
Yeah, right.
You know, so
And some of
It's
the
not a lot of
again,
time.
some of the martial arts in this was like even in the couple of scenes he's in, the action scenes he's in, it's still a bit.
really, do you think it's him?
No, that's the thing. I don't think it's him. I think
Yeah.
it's they just go. I think because it's TV and it's TV money. I
Yeah.
think they just go.
But then look at Daredevil.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, but I guess in this instance, it's just because he's in one episode.
Yeah.
Or like one and
But if he's
and
doing
5 minutes.
one,
Yeah.
get it right for
Yeah,
that
I know,
one.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird.
But I
mean,
think- yeah,
I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
filming him at the moment as well. Maybe it's
And it might
There's some
it might also be a failure of like maybe the director goes, okay, well just punch and swing and punch or whatever,
Yeah.
and we'll fix it in editing. And then they get to the editing, they go, oh, actually we can't fix this.
How's the Luke Cage action?
Ah,
Because I thought it was pretty generic from the last series. Like he'd just kind of walk into a building and everyone would just shoot bullets at him.
it's better in this one, I think, because there's more. It's him. A lot of the fight sequences of him, it's him versus Bushmaster, who's the new guy,
Right.
And he's got a new fighting style that Luke Cage is probably not used to. And it's
Ah.
like it's not like remember the final sequence of the first season where it was him and Diamondback
So
just punching
no
on with
good,
each
yeah.
other. It was just kind of quite generic.
Yes, I remember.
Bushmaster's more like a capoeira kind of guy, so he's more like somersaults and stuff.
Oh,
so
somersaults
it's more
and
interesting,
stuff.
I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
I don't know, and I also think like in this one, the him walking down the street and people pumping bullets at him, it's played more for laughs in a lot of
Okay.
cases. There's a lot of like, and I think it's in one of the trailers where a whole bunch of dudes pull guns on him and he's like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like, "Well, we got to say we tried."
Yeah,
and then
right.
they just machine gun him and he just cleans him up. So
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know. I thought it was more fun.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that's really good to hear.
Yes.
Just quickly, I've been watched a couple episodes of Man in the High Castle.
Oh, also,
Mm.
I rewatched some of The Defenders as well,
And?
which I maintain is still fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
It's
It should be better, though.
Yeah, no, I think it's still good.
I
It's
think-
fun stuff.
Remember the bit how the whole thing was about dragon bones under the
Yeah,
New York?
it's
But if
pretty
they took
good.
out the dragon bones, the city would fall down.
Yeah, I remember that.
So New York is built on dragon bones.
Yeah.
I just
Now that I think about the Defenders, the game is kind of on with that one.
I guess so.
I mean, they're gonna make
Still
they're
going,
gonna
isn't it?
make more Daredevil, and they're gonna make more whatever. But
That's right.
how did they get out of that?
They
Teleporter,
Who
probably,
cares?
or a portal.
Probably
You
a
know
portal.
what they do.
You familiar with Man in the High Castle?
Yes.
It's 1962, but the Nazis and Japan won the war, World War II, not
Yes.
the war. There's been a few. Mm-hmm. And
The good one, the best one.
The best one, sure.
They
And
call it
it's-
Best War 2.
Yeah, so it's kind of that. It's that universe. But also, there's something else going on there. Well, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have already seen this, but there's stuff that shows up that went, maybe this didn't go, maybe it wasn't strictly that they won. There's some other stuff
Oh,
going
okay,
on,
right.
but yeah.
So you don't. This isn't a series that ends with. This isn't a series that begins with. And just so you know, bloody
Yeah, that's how it starts. Like, it's America, but it's been Naziified, basically. And it's also under the... Well, half and half is Japan.
Yeah, right,
Under
right.
Japanese rule. And it's also the implication that, hey, Hitler's still around, but if he dies, this war between Germany and Japan is going to kick off on American soil.
Right, okay,
and,
right.
Yeah. So I'm a few in, but no, I quite
That's
like it.
really interesting. So how many seasons we got of this?
I think it's only... I might be 3 at the moment, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's on one of the streaming services I have.
It's Amazon. I'm fairly
yeah,
confident.
it's on that one.
I had many thoughts about this. What is one of them? Is this so? You're a season in?
No, I'm 2 episodes in.
Oh, you're 2 episodes
Yeah.
in, right?
You're on
Right.
your phone, Mason.
Yeah, I know. I love my phone. My phone's got everything in the world in it. You're just a man.
That's true.
You know
I don't
what
have
I
that
mean?
much information.
No, that's
compared to
very
your
true.
phone.
I guess my question is have you been informed? Is there a lot of twists and turns in this series?
There's stuff set up which I
Okay,
think will
right.
pay off, which it's got me intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any scope for? Is it a sci-fi universe or is it just an alternate history universe?
It might be both.
Okay.
But I don't know yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
So do you think that because this is based on a book?
Yes.
So I guess I actually, which I've not read. Is it a Heinlein book? Robert A. Heinlein?
I couldn't tell you.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yes.
It's one of those guys.
Yeah, it's one of those
One of
guys.
those dead guys. Oh, Harlan Ellison died this week.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a shame.
How old?
Too old.
Oh, too old.
I don't know.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, right. No,
Yeah.
too young. So Harlan Ellison, for anybody who doesn't know, he wrote.
How old? No.
He's wrote a whole bunch of sci-fi stuff. He's notoriously cranky, but like
Who is
like
he?
a lovable crank. He wrote the classic sci-fi short story "I Have No Mouth."
He
and
did
I'm a
write. I
Strength.
was going to say.
and he wrote
That's a spooky book,
yeah,
man.
and he wrote "The City on the Edge of Forever," which is the Star Trek episode that introduces time travel.
He
Introduced
did
the
that,
Guardian
yeah.
of Forever, which is a weird portal on a distant planet that's like, what's going on with you? And they're like, we want to travel through time. And it's like, okay then. Careful now. It doesn't talk like that.
We will.
Thanks, Guardian of the Edge of Forever.
Wait, so sorry. I was.
Yes.
No, I wasn't paying attention. Was that the Star Trek episode you're talking about, or was that a different thing you were talking
No,
about?
that's the Star Trek episode.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a portal. It's a portal.
Do you step into the mouth of the guy who's talking?
No.
Jump into my portal mouth, and
It's just a voice. It's just
be
a voice.
careful.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I guess with the Man in the High Castle, is there? Okay, we don't know because you're 2 episodes in. I
don't know.
But I wonder if there's any scope for the. Do you think it's one of those shows where they might
It might be a weird time travel
issue?
but I don't
know. Okay, right. I should get into it. All right.
We got to do letters, Mason. Though this show's been going for ages.
The classic one was
Letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away.
I know they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
If you want to reach the show, hashtag weeklyplanetpod on Twitter or email at weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
Correct.
Mason's already got a letter.
I've got
He's
some
so ahead of the bloody
letters.
game. Do you want to read that letter or do you want me to read a tweet first?
Let's see. I will read a letter.
Okay.
This is from Clint Crane.
Good.
This says amputee's opinion of Skyscraper movie.
Here we go.
So this is Clint. He's been an amputee for 4 years from this Monday. And we've been talking about One-Legged Die Hard.
Happy amputee anniversary.
Correct.
Thing?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Good.
And he's been listening to the show. It was very, very nice. of
Nice.
him. And,
This show?
yes, the
Oh,
show.
cool, great.
Not just the show generally. After watching the,
It's awesome.
He checked out the trailer. After watching it, it appears to me the only reason he's an amputee is so he can get that bit of him hanging from a prosthetic leg that is slipping off. It's kind of a weird reason to create a fake amputee man, but that being said, having Dwayne Johnson represent amputees is kind of cool, considering
Yeah.
the only other amputees people talk about are the Olympian that murdered his wife and the dolphin.
Yeah, the dolphin's good.
Yeah,
sure,
right.
but the other one not as much. Yeah.
Which is interesting, and
There's that surfer girl amputee.
that's true.
He's got her arm bitten off by a shark or whatever.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a dude who got his arm pinned under a rock.
And Mr. 127 Hours.
James Franco,
There's
yeah.
Claw, obviously.
Claw,
who
obviously.
I think should be a role model for children.
Captain Hook.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting. Like
Coulson.
that's also true. All right,
Yeah.
there's a couple.
But they're not real amputees.
And they're not A-list celebrity stars.
Certainly
I
not.
guess the question is, because he's obviously not a real amputee,
Yeah.
should they have gotten an actor who is an amputee, I wonder? But at the same time, you know, this sort of movie needs star power
Yes.
to get it going, I guess.
Yeah, no, I see. I understand why they didn't, because I don't know of any actors who. Well, there are none. There's no actors of that caliber.
Yeah,
Not
right.
caliber, status, I should say.
Yeah.
Of Dwayne Johnson. Oftentimes for amputees in shows or acting, they're like, "Can you be a zombie?"
Yeah,
Can
exactly.
can
Can you
cut
be the
your
guy
leg
who
off?
gets his foot shot off in Terminator 2?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, no,
Yeah.
I see why they didn't do that. No, yeah. So he's saying, he's kind of like, it's not great if that's the reason they're using it, but at the same time, let's shedding some light on it.
Yeah, anyway,
Famous
but anyway,
amputee,
Clint's just saying he's excited for this to either give my people praise or ruin them forever.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. He says something nice about the show. He listens to us every week, and after being in a boating accident.
Jesus,
Yeah, I know, right? He gets to throw around all kinds of Australian slang at his fellow Americans.
Good.
I listen to the
Throw
pod.
it in their face.
I listen to the pod as I'm running around trails getting stared at by everyone. He wants to be the official amputee of the podcast. I think we can do that.
Do you think he's got a sweet leg?
I think so. Yeah. He says if
Does he have a, can you? I was gonna say, can you ask him? You're not talking to him.
correct. No, that's yeah.
Have you got a running? Because you know you can get the blade leg and you can get like the special running leg. Do you have a
true,
special
true.
running leg?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
if you could let us
Yeah,
know.
let us know, yeah.
I assume you're listening to this while running, so if you could point your phone down and take a photo and send it, that would
Yeah,
be
yeah,
good.
absolutely.
If we could wish him a happy one-leg anniversary, I think we can do that.
100%.
Yes.
Amputee anniversary.
Yes.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on him, man. That's great.
But there's more diversity in movies.
Well,
I
that's
think
the
is what
thing.
we're saying.
Just more stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Just stuff we haven't seen.
Or a character who is an amputee and it never comes up.
Yeah, right, exactly,
Anytime you see a character in a movie who's an amputee, that's going to come up in the show.
Yes.
Oh, here's actually now that we're talking about it, Misty Knight in the.
Oh yeah, right.
She has a robot arm, and she's slightly stronger than a regular person.
Yes,
but it never really, it never.
How's it look?
It's just a regular arm with some.
It's not
it's not. Here's
the
thing.
CGI, is it?
Okay, no, it's just a regular arm. If we can go back to that just for a second,
Sure.
What I like about it is that this is in the trailer, I think, for Luke Cage, is that there's a point where she's kind of forlorn and because she's missing the arm or whatever, and she gets a note from Colleen and Danny.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you need help, let us know because we've got something in the works for you. And it's just like a Rand Enterprises schematic sheet with like a hand-drawn robotic arm on it. Like, it's not a diagram, it's just like a hand-drawn arm. It's like Danny was just like, we should give her a cool robot arm and it should look like this. And he's just sent it to his engineers and they're like, I guess, we can do that, I suppose.
Does it work just like a regular
Pretty much.
hand? Yeah.
Is that the only disappointing... Well, that's the thing. I guess that for the most part, she's just a regular cop and it doesn't affect her life. Like, she's a bit stronger because it's the enhanced strength of the arm, but more or less she's just the same. The only disappointing thing I feel about it is when she gets the arm put on, there's like a red button in between her thumb and her palm.
Why?
That's the thing. I don't know. And it's like the Punisher in the minigun situation where we see it in the trailer. He's got the minigun, but he never uses it. It looks like a button, and I'm like, in the comic books, her arm's got all sorts of cool stuff in it.
Or something.
It's got like a sonic cannon that can like liquefy metal and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, oh, she's going to use that.
Yeah.
Like in the fight, she's going to hit that button, and all sorts of things are going to pop off. Never does.
It's a good thing.
I don't think it's even a button.
That's
maybe.
not a good spot.
No,
you hit that all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Anyway, yeah. So I guess that's progress. I mean, she's a little bit enhanced, but it's not like.
And they're not like, wow, great arm. Like that's not a major plot point after she gets it. She just carries on with her day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, cool. This is from Vic. He says #Weekly Planet Pod. Hey dickheads. Nah, you're all right. That was a wild ride.
Dodge that bullet.
Have either of you been watching Cloak and Dagger? Really liking it so far, and I remember you guys talking about the trailers, but never the actual show. I haven't seen it.
I also haven't seen it.
It's good though. People have.
It's not. I don't think it's on anything we can get legally.
That might be true.
It's on Pivot TV or something.
Oh man, that's my favorite.
Channel Pivot or something.
Channel Pivot.
What's it called? I don't know.
I don't know.
No.
But apparently they referenced some Defender stuff or something in it as well.
Right.
So it's all linked, Mason.
I think there might be a Luke Cage reference, yeah.
Did they mention the dragon bones under the city?
I would hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Here's a letter from Jose Rueda.
I'm ready.
Massacred that. This is about Infinity War. So spoilers if you haven't seen Infinity War.
I've seen it.
Look, it just says Iron Man is in accordance with the Sokovia Accords. So when Thanos' Black Order attacks, how is he allowed to respond right away? The whole point of Civil War is to have oversight. There was no oversight at all. He went straight into the fight and caused destruction as always. I'll tell you why. He's rich.
He's rich. He can do what he wants.
He can do whatever he wants.
I think for those things, it's just you can't plan out like a tactical operation and not tell anybody.
Yeah,
and
right.
Go and do it. But if you're in the city and then an alien invasion comes down,
yep,
you got a bit of free reign.
That's self-defense, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And also, I don't think he gives a shit. I think the Sokovia Accords mean anybody but me. Everybody except me needs to abide by some rules.
Your bank balance must be this high to ignore the Sokovia Accords.
Correct, yeah. But also, he's there. I don't think he gives a shit at that point.
No, that's true.
None of them do.
Yeah.
What's going on? This is a nice thing, Mason.
I'm ready.
Sean says, I'm curious if you guys ever taken any comedy improv classes or are you just naturally that funny?
This is all scripted.
Shucks.
We even wrote that letter
to
compliment ourselves. We were like, what's a plausible name for this? What's a plausible name?
Sean?
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, that's a name a man has.
A man would have, yeah, a cool man. So we seem cooler. Because a cool man named Sean is suggesting we're cool.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I know I haven't. I'm fairly confident you haven't.
I hate performing.
Well, you're funnier than me.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it. Oh my God, why did we write this in? Who wrote this bit?
Why did we write this in?
Look, we took a vote.
Yeah, but no, this is just... I don't know. I think also we're good at this specific thing.
Yeah.
I think if either of us did stand-up or anything like that, or I know I'd be really terrible at it, but Mason's just drinking. See if he can drink and talk at the same time. No, you can't. But you had another skill.
No, that was me. That was my ventriloquism right there.
Does that ever interest you to take any classes or anything like that?
I don't like performing in front of a crowd.
Sure, yeah.
Which people will be aware of because we've only done like 2 live things.
But there might be more
There'll
coming
be more
up,
coming
Mason,
up. Yeah, we've
'cause
decided.
Claire's
making us do it. Watch this space, everyone. Watch for other stuff Claire makes us do.
Yeah. Was that a bit like self-aggrandizing to put that thing in?
Nah.
I guess the point of me putting it in would be saying is you don't have to do any of that stuff. You can just make something. It doesn't
true,
matter.
yeah.
You don't have to be good at anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just do it.
Just make the thing.
Yeah, that's right. Any more, Mason?
Let's see.
I've got one more here.
Okay, go for it.
Eduardo Silva says, "Hey, Nick and James, just this week I found out I have leukemia. How about a shout out?" That's fucking horrible.
Yeah, good luck.
Sorry to hear that, man. That's no good. So shout out.
Yes.
And that, yeah, I don't know if there's...
You're going to be fine.
Yeah, no, that's really terrible. Well, I hope, I don't know.
Medical science is advancing at all time.
This isn't an
all
area...
the times.
This is way out of my wheelhouse. But that really sucks.
Best of luck to you.
Absolutely.
We'll be here in your ears, or probably better for you, out of your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Oh, this is from John Tiedemann.
Okay.
Since James has announced that the 90s are back, I had some thoughts about
Yeah.
movies set in eras of the past. Do you think they are leaning too heavily on the eras for nostalgia rather than focusing on how that time period could influence the plot? Because you know how there are a lot of movies set in the past or in the past where it's like, well, if they had mobile phones, they could just fix this in 2 seconds, kind of thing. Do you think do you enjoy a movie set in the past where it's like, this is a race against the clock and they can't just call somebody from a mobile phone and fix everything, kind of thing?
Yeah, I do enjoy that, yeah. I don't just, instead of just like, look at this poster of Home Alone or whatever. Like,
right,
who
exactly.
cares?
I
think if you're going to set it in the past, there needs to be a reason. Like either that story that you're telling is from that time or there's a particular, like you said, there's it makes it adds to the narrative.
Yeah.
It's like you're talking about with that movie about the sex monster that tracks people around the globe.
It follows.
Yeah, like if that's set now, but it doesn't make any sense that it would be set now.
No, because they're, again, like I think
Reddit would figure it out.
Reddit would figure out like everybody would get together and they'd be just like, okay, we're going to do this in shifts.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to get laid by a weird monster, just, okay, line yourselves up and we'll figure out a roster system and then...
And we'll go to Europe.
We'll go to Europe and like, okay, you're it, and then we'll crowdfund a really long plane trip for you. You can go on holiday and then we can do that, and they would figure it out, and then the It Follows monster would never catch up to them. So
exactly. And also, when enough people have the virus, they could just corner it and just beat it to death.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I just think that by going back in time and taking away modern tropes like DNA analysis that is completed in seconds, it makes the story have to lean on the protagonist to solve the problem by getting creative or being smart rather than tech taking care of things. I reckon,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole genre of like CSI.
Sure,
of like,
yeah.
we'll just use the lasers on that. Oh, it's made a picture of the killer's face. Cool,
Yeah,
that's sorted. Yeah,
exactly,
That's
yeah.
such lazy...
Caught its reflection off the whatever.
Yeah, and I think some of it is, technology. I enjoy modern day stories where the tech is not infallible, and a lot of people are like, oh, look at there's always like, oh, look at this supercut of movies where the phones don't work or whatever. My phone didn't work yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
It just
Claire was trying to watch the Logies before.
Didn't work.
Wasn't working.
Yeah, sometimes you just get no signal for no reason.
Exactly.
Or
yeah.
you have a full battery and it's an old phone, and then your battery runs out of charge in an hour or whatever.
And you're sad.
You're
That's
sad.
why you have like 14 cases.
I've got 14 charges on me at all times.
That's right, yeah. What a world.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the show, though?
I think that's the show.
I also think that's the show. It's been a bit of a longer one. I hope you don't mind, Mason. You got
I don't
anywhere to
mind at
be?
all.
Great.
I love shows.
Apparently, the average listen time of this show is 48 minutes without people hitting pause.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They can tell that.
I can tell from the
Even
stats.
if you download the thing to your phone.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's not.
All right.
Look, I wasn't ready for any follow-up questions.
Okay, sure. Right,
Yeah.
right. You wanted to just be a whiz-bang fancy man with all the answers, but you didn't got no answers.
I had one
get it.
answer.
No, it's true. You did have one answer.
What do you got?
Oh, okay.
Take us home.
Look, if you'd like to let us know things on the internet in some way,
There's things that you think we don't know.
we don't know,
Yeah.
which is probably most things after this episode.
Yes.
You can find us on Weekly Planet Pod on Facebook and Twitter and Gmail and Bandcamp. We've got some audio commentaries.
Yeah. We've got to
let's-
do an Ant-Man one. I don't know if
Yeah.
we've got time this week. So maybe we just won't do it.
No, we'll figure something out.
Yeah, but we might not
We
do it.
might not do it. That's also true.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter, and that's also connected to my Instagram. So just follow me on Instagram.
I also have a gram, but it's called Mr. Sunday Gram because
Nice.
somebody's parked on the other one.
Yeah, right.
And they're using it to tell people that
They're married
they're
bitch.
not married, bitch.
Yeah, nice. Good
In
stuff.
private messages.
Let's see. You can also follow at The Weekly Planet on Twitter. That's our friend Rob Collins.
Yeah, killing
He
it.
also does the website, planetbroadcasting.com.
He does.
Our newsletter, which you can sign up to on said website. He moderates our Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group.
Along with Ando Levins.
Yes.
That's his new nickname.
Oh, it's
Ando.
Ando.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
terrific
Ando,
stuff.
yeah.
Rob Collins also makes some videos on his YouTube channel, little cartoons and such,
He
which are always
does,
good
yeah.
fun. Let's see. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies if you want to chuck in a buck.
Chuck in a
also, you
buck.
can go to the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description if you want to buy your groceries or whatnot.
Yeah.
On Amazon, we get a kickback somehow. We don't
That's
know how it
right.
works. What?
Australian Amazon is different now. Remember?
Yeah, I never really buy a lot on Amazon
don't either,
anyway.
yeah.
So, you know,
You go to buyswaporsell.com, don't
I go
you?
to gumtree.com.
Yeah, I listen to the Ballarat local radio buy, swap, or sell segment.
Oh, terrific.
You familiar with that?
No, but I bet you are.
I am.
Yeah, nice.
People ring in and they're like, I've got a bathtub, but I'm looking for a motorbike. And then someone rings up and goes, well, I don't have a motorbike, but I've got a carton of apples. And they just, I'm like, why is this on the radio? I can't, it doesn't make any sense. How is this a
You call it
segment?
and you're like, oh.
It's nonsense.
Did we talk about India last week?
What about India in
The
particular?
concept, there's a prank on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you look up radio call in, if you just look up radio quiz India,
Yeah.
and it's some guy, one of those AM radio people, and they're like, who was the greatest batsman in all of Australian cricket or whatever?
Don Bradman.
But somebody calls in and they go, is it India? And he goes, no, that's incorrect, or whatever. And the next person calls in and they're like, is it India? And it literally goes for like 20 minutes. I don't know how they coordinated it. But and look, I'm 100% not on board with pranks generally, but it's madness.
I mean, it's harmless, isn't it?
Yeah,
is the,
for sure.
Is the host losing their mind?
Yes. It's from a few years ago. It's amazing.
Is it Australian?
Yeah.
That's incredible. That must be a radio, like the people in the radio place,
Yes.
station, must
Yeah.
have set that up, right?
No, I don't think they did. I think it was just a really well coordinated prank
Wow.
by just some dedicated pranksters. Everybody should look that up. What are we talking about? Oh yeah. We've got some t-shirts on tpublic.com. They're great.
Yep.
That's about it, I think.
That's it.
Planet Broadcasting, Care Australia
Yeah.
donation campaign is going great
Stuff
guns,
to
as
be
we mentioned.
won. Next week also we're doing Ant-Man and the Wasp if you want to rush out and see that. Unless you live in Europe, in which case you have to wait a month.
Watch Hotel Transylvania 3.
Yeah.
Which is your movie. Because you're in Europe.
That's cruel,
Yeah.
what you've done there.
I know, right?
That's really
No,
unnecessarily
that's the
cruel.
movie of your homeland.
Okay. See you next week.
All right, grab that jammy, guys. We'll see you next week.
Goodbye. This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbroadcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.